finish line is waiting. Fate is on your side. You hear the distant thunder. There's lightning in your stride. For the warriors, never giving up the lead. To take it to the top.
I mean, come on.
Check.
Does it sound weird again?
No.
Hello.
It was the bit where my microphone said it was on, but then it wasn't on, and then it wasn't off, and then it was on, and then it wasn't. Who knows?
Yeah, man.
I never know what's going on, man.
Now, a couple of moments ago, I'm pretty sure you could hear me on the air even though my mic wasn't on. But I don't know what's going on. Who
Everything's
cares?
falling apart. Who cares?
Just don't curse.
Hey, if
for
they don't
once
care,
in
we
your
don't
damn
care.
Life.
Yeah, man. Don't swear.
I'm going to stay up that late. They better win. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, where's Marnie Durant? Because she's not wrong. I mean,
No, I know.
I went to bed at I couldn't do it anymore. I bet I got a couple of minutes into the first overtime, and I'm like, this is overtime. I want to watch this. I'm so freaking tired, and I tapped out.
Yeah. And I stayed up for the second overtime. And I was like, well, that's got to be it. I can't do no more.
Yeah.
And then there's Directo back there. I'm going to guess he might have stayed up for the whole thing.
It definitely did.
Yeah.
He got some sleep on the way home, I bet.
I got home about 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Wild.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Wild.
Way to go, Wild.
Well, and again, if you listened to Barrero about a week ago, I'm sure all the kids who were getting ready for school today stayed up and watched that game until 12:54.
Yeah, Louis stayed up.
I'm sure he did. Yeah, Harper did. Of course, she's got to go to school today, but
Louis was up,
she needs to learn about hockey, so I'm sure it was worth keeping a 12-year-old up to 1 o'clock in the morning.
Louis went to bed about an hour ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, he was so disappointed.
But does he understand the man advantage?
Yeah, and he can't believe how many options there are at Wild games, food options.
Oh, God. Why can't it just be hot dogs and beer?
Correct.
Zach, can you see my screen, Zach?
Yep.
Your screen just,
just
blanked out?
The whole next gen just died.
That happened about, 10 hours ago, 11 hours ago at the end. Or, no, actually less because the game was so late. But at the end of our pregame, Brett reported back we couldn't go to break because next gen failed. And then
unable to load library. Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Jess had to come in.
Well, that's awesome.
That'll work.
So I'm sure he's going to love the call we're going to.
Let me reboot the sumbitch.
Oh, no, we're good.
Oh, now it's back. Oh, good. Yay.
Yay.
Everything's going great.
We need new carpet on the walls.
Carpet.
Need new carpet on the walls.
Yeah, they're making their way around this room.
Yeah, they're making their way downtown.
Making their way downtown.
And I'm homebound. Yeah, we're about, 2/3 of the way around this room.
Looking good in there.
Yeah, the TVs behind me look sick.
Yeah, man. Those are perfectly mounted TVs.
Oh, yeah.
You got some perfectly mounted jugs on you.
Oh, that's the kindest thing you've ever said about
Well,
me.
it's the way I feel about you.
I appreciate that.
Nobody loves you more than I do.
I mean, for a while there, though, you were right.
That's true.
For a while, you were correct.
Yeah.
When you guys post on social media, how often do you read the comments?
I had to stop.
Yeah.
Because I post like twice a year, so I'm the wrong person to ask. But do you guys post? You guys post a lot. Do you guys post and then read comments? Not really anymore?
It depends on what the post is. If it's something I know is going to get people riled up,
sure.
I do not. But if it's something where I want people to make me feel better about myself, then yes.
Because, man, Sauce, I don't know if you read the comments on some of your posts last night. Jesus. Whew.
Yeah. Oh,
man.
yeah.
Because it was 2-zip, right? It was 2-zip stars. And Sauce tweeted, Minnesota sports are embarrassing. The Stars will win in 5.
That didn't go well?
It did not.
Oh, I'm surprised.
It did not. And then later, Minnesota sports always disappoint. This series is over. Good night.
Brilliant. I heard that. Brilliant.
I heard it.
Yeah.
Minnesota sports always disappoint. This series is over. Good night. This is when we were down 2-rip.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't care for that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like nice sports take. It was like, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure I got called everything.
Well, then, of course, the Wild scored 3 straight.
Yep.
Right? The place is rocking. And you said, I've never doubted this team. Wild in 5. What a goal. Wild in 5, never a doubt.
Yep.
And then right before you went to bed, no, this was this morning, 56 minutes ago. Kevin Costner GIF, and it simply says draft day, bitches.
Yep.
So
That's
you've moved
today.
on. You're done with the Stanley Cup playoffs. You're on to the NFL draft.
I'm not done per se, but I moved on for now because it's draft day and I don't care about the rest of it. I mean, it sucks that they lost, man. I'm disappointed that they lost. I really am.
This is the most obvious point of all time. But when McCarron scored, I'm like, this team's got it. Like, we're going to win tonight. We weathered the storm. This team's legit.
Yeah.
And then they just, the rest of the way, at least I didn't see most of overtime and double overtime, but the rest of the third period, it was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So many penalties by both teams.
A lot of penalties and then
cheap shots.
Boldy, I mean.
Take your time.
How do you.
White butts.
Great song. That's a pretty good impression.
Not really.
I'm just trying to be nice.
I know, but you're wrong.
Even when I compliment you,
And
I'm
you
wrong.
are Dan Barrero part 2.
Yeah, you hate me.
Why can't kids just stay up and
That's
watch
what I
a
mean.
game
Yeah.
until
You know what's
1
funny
a.m.?
about that? The fact that stuff like that bugs him is exactly the same as the fact that he says stuff like that bothers you. You realize that, right?
Say that again?
Like the fact that having too many food options at the fair bothers him, and he brings it up. That bothers him in the exact same way that him saying that bothers you.
Yeah. Lack of
He
self-awareness.
focuses on ridiculous things, and then you focus on somebody that I don't know. It's just funny. You focus on the little thing that bothers him the same way he focuses on the little thing that bothers him.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
fun.
it. I make note of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I have nothing else to do. I don't like sports.
Same.
Yeah. Well, there's basketball tonight, Hawk.
Yeah,
the
no.
Wolves.
I spent a lot of time last night trying to find the Wolves score.
Oh.
I really did. I'm not kidding you.
I believe it.
I just received a text, Hockey.
Oh, good. Papa?
Yep.
Oh? What?
Well, it's just
Share with
about-
the class.
Is a bag out of the cat?
No. Every time that name comes up, I'm worried about that. He got home at 2 a.m. from the game, he said.
That's what Zach said, too.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Zach said, too.
And Pete Sauce has to go to school today.
Yeah, Pete Sauce does have to go to school
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, School of Rock.
Yeah.
School of Hard Knocks. School of Hard Knockers.
The Pete Sauce school.
Hey, can we go back to Sauce's Twitter for 1 second?
Oh, I'd love
because
it.
it is draft day. It's draft day, right?
Yeah, it is, man. Let's
Yeah,
do
man.
it.
It's Sauce's Super Bowl.
Let's
This
do it.
is
Yeah.
your favorite day of the year.
You are
Do
correct.
Do you remember yesterday, Chris, when we were talking about the draft and Sauce kind of crapped on Dylan Thieneman at 18? He was like,
Yeah.
He's like, we could probably just trade down and
I was
get him.
confused by that.
Yeah, he said, we can just trade down and get
Yeah.
him. I don't know. But he seemed a little lukewarm on Thieneman. He was bored of him.
Yeah.
15 hours ago, after much consideration and research, and then in parentheses, YouTube highlights, Dylan Thieneman is the perfect pick at 18. He will be long gone by the time the Vikings are on the clock.
All right.
There's a lot going on in that that tweet. By the way, after much consideration and research, you still spelled his name wrong.
You did?
Yep.
So
That's to bother you.
not a ton of research.
Interesting.
So, look, I've been around the block enough to know that means somebody
Billion
told you
times.
that they really, 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 really like Dylan Thieneman.
No, I know that they really like Dylan.
Right,
Thieneman.
but I'm saying in the last
Yeah.
24 hours, when you were like, ugh,
Yeah.
somebody was like, hey, you might want to get a little more excited about this than you think.
Right.
No.
No?
That didn't happen.
That didn't really.
Nobody told you they are going to do everything they can to get their hands on Dylan.
Not even
Dylan
like
Thieneman.
Ben or PA or Nordo.
Alec Lewis or PA or
Alec
somebody
Lewis.
Willie Nelson.
or somebody from the Vikes that said,
Um,
"Hey, this is our guy."
Or
We
the
like
kid
him.
from Target.
You have sources. We know you
but
have sources.
my main source on this
Is
has
the Lord.
said that he thinks the only way they take him is if they trade back. I haven't really focused in on him, because none of us have except for 3 weeks ago, right? None of us knew who he was 3 weeks ago. We've only seen highlights of him because even when they played the Gophers, I didn't know he was on the team, right? But I tweeted that, and then an hour later, our guy Tom Pelissero was on with who's his guy?
Rich Eisen.
Rich
Richard
Eisen.
Philbin?
He said two things: that Dylan Thieneman about a month ago was a fringe first-round pick, and now he might go in the top 12. And so there's that steam, and he's pretty connected. But yeah,
But why have you flipped in terms of the Vikings then?
Oh, I don't know, because I don't think he's going to be there. I think a team like Dallas
if he is
would
there,
take him
that's
at
the
12.
one you want.
I mean, if he's there and Kenyon Sadiq are there, I would take Kenyon Sadiq. But if he's there and like Kenyon Sadiq's gone and maybe Mekhi Lemon, the wide receiver from USC, is gone, yeah,
Jack
then
Lemon's
I would
cousin?
Jack Lemon's his son, actually.
Oh.
Then I would take him. But yeah, either way, it's going to be great, and I'll be fine with it. I'm not bored with the draft or that. I'm just bored with him always being the pick. I love mock drafts. And when you scroll down to 18 and it's always Dylan Thieneman, it's
Because
like,
maybe that's the right answer. By the way, speaking of Tom Pelissero, who's relatively plugged in.
kind of.
He might know what he's talking about.
Kind of.
Yeah.
How about did you see his post yesterday and what Tom's kind of vibing on?
Was it a
quarterback
picture
bit?
of him, Mike
Yeah.
Vrabel?
This is Fernando Mendoza at 1. Probably Ty Simpson somewhere at the end of the first round, somewhere.
Probably to Arizona, yeah.
Right, somewhere at the end of the first round. Might be the only other quarterback in round 1. Well, Pelissero's saying the late steam is everyone loves Carson Beck.
Yep.
That he's wowing everybody. A lot of the concerns have been squashed, and that Carson Beck is making a late push to maybe be a late first rounder. That he would not be surprised if we have more than 2 quarterbacks drafted in round 1.
Yep. I mean,
He's pretty plugged in.
he's pretty connected. I mean, a year ago, everybody thought, more than a year ago, 16 months ago, when he was at Georgia his last year, everybody thought he would be the number 1 pick before the season started. And I think there's as I think Pelissero said with on Rich Eisen, that there was a little bit of an ego problem and there was a little bit of a wanting to be a celebrity problem. And he's may have worked some of those things out. So yeah, it'll be
Right.
great.
It will be great.
Yeah, man. Can't
And
wait.
the Power Trip mock draft commences in about an hour and 15 minutes.
That's
Yep.
right. They're all coming in.
Do you
Even
want to?
Charchie?
Yeah, Charchie will be here. Lieber, Alec, Parker will be here. Bosberg, Sinekin, and Nordo, and then PA will come in at 18 and tell us who we're taking.
So which one of those guys you just named told you that they're taking Thieneman at pick
You
18?
can be honest with you.
None of them.
Us
None of them.
or you yourself, maybe. Hey, Sweet Pea,
Yes, Daddy.
am I making a pick?
Do you want to?
Absolutely not.
No, you're not. No.
Okay, good.
And I neither of you have for a while, so I didn't.
Yeah, no, I
put you
just want to
guys-
make sure.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I want to make
I
sure.
thought about you when our guy bowed out,
Yeah.
but then I thought he knows too much about the draft, so he's not going to want to do that.
That's right. I it's too hard for me to be.
And
I
you
get bored
take
with being
girthy
right.
base.
Yeah, you good player.
Yeah.
Good player.
If you haven't heard already, no Tommy today.
Yeah.
But he does want to call tomorrow because he's so excited about tomorrow.
Yeah.
So he might make a surprise phone call appearance from I think he's in Alabama or something.
Wait, a few days ago when you said he was in Alabama, I thought you were kidding.
No,
Oh.
Is he in prison?
Is
No.
he marrying his brother?
I don't think so. That would be the state to go to, right?
Are you allowed to do that down there?
I think it's frowned upon, but not
Not
illegal.
illegal. Gotcha.
I think you can in Indiana.
How dare you?
Yep, I think they're indifferent to it. Like, do it
Yeah.
if you want, but just don't
Yeah.
talk about it or tell us.
Yeah.
You know, some things you want to keep to yourself. Some things you want to post about when you're in Italy. Some things you want to keep to yourself. Some things you want to tell people about, like when you get gutters.
Yeah, gutterhelmetmn.com. Never clean your gutters again. Don't get up on a ladder. Don't waste a weekend cleaning out your gutters. Simply go to gutterhelmetmn.com. I have them. You'll love them. Bye.
Power Trip mock draft at 7. Ben Lieber will be here at like 6:30. We'll talk a lot about the draft. We'll talk a lot about the heartbreak last night. The Wild losing double overtime, 4-3 to the Stars. They trail in that series 2-1. Game 4, at least the middle of the afternoon on Saturday, 4:30. Right? We can all stay up for that one. It's 4:30. Game 4. More of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on The Fan.
True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course.
1st. Join us Thursday night for fun and prizes. Then tune in Friday morning for the live broadcast and initials game. Book your stay at KFAN.com, keyword Grandview.
Yes. Yeah. Dreams are filled with your face. Aw, bitch.
Aw.
Oh, Zacho. I was hoping, when I stayed up for that second overtime, that I would hear them go, goal, and everybody be soups happy. I would guess it was the opposite of that, right?
Yeah, that was a bummer.
I bet.
That stunk. But, it happens. It's one of those things you kind of, when you have two teams that they're this good, and it's a coin flip every night. Sometimes you're not going to win that coin flip. They played mostly well. The power play, unfortunately, cost them. They had plenty of opportunities, and even Boldy in that third period, that shorthanded opportunity where Duchesne not only makes a beautiful save, but then goes down and scores the damn goal to tie it. Yeah, it's frustrating, but as the players are saying after the game, it's only one game. You're only down 2-1. And get back at it on Saturday and turn this thing around pretty quickly here. So,
the stat I didn't know, Zachary, until this morning when I read this on ESPN.com. Remember down the stretch, we were like, man, we can still catch Dallas. We can still get home ice. And a lot of people, and I'll give you credit, Zach, a lot of people like yourself said, I'm not so sure home ice really matters in the postseason. It doesn't really matter. Here's how much it doesn't matter. I didn't know this. Maybe Zachary did. Do you know how many games the Wild have lost in their last 23 postseason home games?
No.
Okay, well, that's the question. How many of the last 23 home games postseason have the Minnesota Wild lost?
13.
This is probably dumb. 17.
It's the exact right answer.
Oh, wow.
They have lost 17 of their last 23 postseason games at home.
Rosie.
So now that we know that, let's go back about 2 or 3 weeks in time and go, does it really matter if we have home ice? We don't even win at home ice anyway. Yeah. You got to win no matter where you are. They looked like an unstoppable force in game 1. Super physical back and forth game 2. And then huge swings in game 3 where it looked like we were going to get run out of the building. Then it looked like we were going to steamroll them and break their hearts when we came back after scoring 3 straight. And then you lose in double overtime at home.
Yeah.
So maybe, just maybe, home ice doesn't matter at all.
Maybe.
And people like Zachary were correct saying this is I believe Zach called it a blessing in disguise. Let's get everybody healthy and forget about home ice, and let's just focus on getting everybody back.
Yeah, man.
We had like 700 power plays last night.
Yeah.
We couldn't score.
1 for 7, Zach? Is that the right answer?
7 or 8.
Yeah, it's something like that. I read it like an hour ago. Now I forget.
What a bunch of trippers they are.
They sure are. They trip Kirill every 3 seconds.
Yeah, they did.
That wasn't even the worst that they did.
No, they almost killed Boldy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the guy's name who does play-by-play on the radio?
Dusty Mon.
Yeah, Dusty Mon. Joe O'Donnell.
Joe, yeah. He was pissed.
Yeah.
He was sick of he's sick of the sport.
I think every Wild fan is sick of Jamie Benn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think they want to fight him.
That was some cheap ass stuff. Was it a cross check to the back of Boldy's head? Mm-hmm. Wasn't that Jamie Benn?
Yeah, and then he slew-footed Boldy.
What does that
mean?
What the hell does slew-footed mean?
Didn't you have that?
I had it. I think that's what Abbott's got.
Yeah, he's got slew-foot.
Well played.
Yeah, kick your leg under their leg, and then they fall over backwards. It's a pretty cheap move, but Jamie Benn's been he's very cheap. We'll just say that.
Where's Jamie been?
This is
not the penalty box.
I don't know. I don't know much about hockey.
I don't know
as much as he should have.
Just ask me, buddy. I wanted you to get to know me.
But Jamie Benn seems like the kind of guy that would have hated to play 15 years ago when Derek Boogaard was still on this team.
Yeah, because he would have been
pummeled in the face.
Yeah.
If you take a stick to the back of Boldy's head, you're taking a fist to the front of your head.
Like immediately.
Yeah. Hines would have been like, Boogaard, get out there, punch him in the face, and then come sit back down. Man, times were a little different back then.
Booyah.
And then Boogaard would have been like, gotten up and been like, I'm tired of this. And then just cracked his back. And
more stars to punch. Get out there.
Let's dance.
I don't even know how to play hockey. It doesn't matter.
No.
You can skate, go punch.
Yeah.
Do I have to put my skates on?
Yes, otherwise it's a penalty. Derek, we've talked about this.
That's going to be a penalty anyway because I'm going to beat his face in.
Every time Derek wants to go out there without skates on. Derek, lace them up and punch.
But my Nikes feel so good.
Yep. God, Bugard was the best.
Yeah,
He's
he
so
was.
big.
He
and
loved
he was so tough
fighting.
and so tall.
Yeah, you don't touch our guys, otherwise Bugard beats your face in.
Why don't we do that no more?
I don't know.
There was a lot of people asking that yesterday where, and part of it I think was they were playing from behind, so you didn't want to take another penalty, but also, man, at some point you got to stand up for your guys. And I'll tell you, Jamie Benn, one of the last few guys that doesn't wear a visor because he's not required to. He got grandfathered in. And so that face is wide open. There's nothing blocking it. You can go in there and
open face.
And I wouldn't doubt maybe Foligno, one of them has something to say about that here in game 3 early on before things get actually more hockey-ish.
Sweet.
So
Fighting whales.
Let's beat some faces in. Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Man.
If you can't beat him, beat him.
Right. Just tell Foligno he's stealing his women.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Frustrating, man. Justin Jefferson does the Let's Play Hockey.
He did great.
That was outstanding.
He was all in, right? Just like when you have a guest host on SNL, go all in, commit to the bit. Jefferson committed.
It was
sick.
outstanding, and I didn't know it was happening.
Yeah.
They did a great job of not letting you know that was happening.
It was electric.
The
Let's
whole
go.
team in that suite.
Yeah.
JJ came up to the press box.
Which one?
McCarthy.
You okay?
And I walked right by him. It was kind of cool.
Man.
Wow, Zachary. Didn't lead with that?
You don't care that then now I realize you don't care where you are till 2 a.m.
Yep.
It must be lonely.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
all
3
things
a.m.
considered, it wasn't a bad night. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you got to see him.
Hey, that dude who's on Wheel of Fortune,
Yeah. From Mankato?
do you know he's an alpaca farmer?
No.
Yeah.
Alpaca farmer.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He runs Double C's alpacas.
Mm.
No, I like Double C's. I'll be cool with that.
Yeah, you're into
It's
that.
funny.
Deep breath, please.
No.
Yep. The Mankato guy, had a dominant run. Is he still in or not? Did he win last
It
night?
says North Mankato alpaca farmers taking home nearly $200,000 Wheel of Fortune. Chad Cabanilla won more than $183,000 and trips on the game show. Became the first repeat winner in the Spring Forward Champions Tournament, winning 4 nights in a row. So it says winning. He plans to spend some of his money on his alpaca farm.
That makes sense. I didn't see the wheel last night. I did see Jeopardy, though, and
Right.
our guy Jamie continues to win.
Wow.
I don't know why he's our guy. He's not from Minnesota, like Mankato Wheel of Fortune guy, but
Right. I would
Jamie's
like to
dominant.
wander around like I'm one of the 3 wise men, just toting an alpaca behind me
Yeah.
for no reason.
Yep.
Do they spit at people?
I don't believe so.
Will they hump you?
I think you're thinking of camels.
Would you bring myrrh?
Is that his name?
No, isn't that what the one guy brings?
Would you bring Garlar?
I'll bring Frankenstein. I've got an appearances.
Frankenstein was one of the 3 wise men?
Isn't that what he brought? Frankenstein and myrrh?
Sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Murder.
He murdered?
Brilliant, Zach.
What did you say? I didn't
It's
hear.
a vine. It's one of the best vines.
You loved vines.
I loved Vine.
You really did.
Yeah. Well, Vine came out in 2016. Made
Sure.
me laugh.
Spent a lot of time with Vine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Is that when it came out? 2016?
I mean, that's when I started watching
Oh,
it.
I was going to say, it feels like it was before that.
I think it might have ended in
Yeah,
2016.
maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't either.
Like, it's weird. I wanted to stay up and watch the end, and now that we lost, I'm kind of relieved that I didn't. I saved
Yeah.
myself like an hour and a half.
I didn't, yeah.
Well, yeah, you checked out after it was 2-zip, according to Twitter, almost.
I checked out after it was 2-2. 2-2.
After you put on your tutu.
Yeah.
How long into the third overtime did they in the game?
Second overtime.
Was it? Because I thought I
Yeah.
watched 2 overtimes.
Nope. Double overtime game winner,
I
Wyatt
could have
Johnson.
sworn that I watched
Johnston.
2 overtimes. Did I fall asleep?
Maybe.
Papa?
Yeah,
Huh.
Papa.
Wow, that's really weird.
Wasn't it like
I must have dreamt that.
Was it, well, let's see, midway through the second?
It's like 7-ish minutes left in the.
That's
second
crazy.
overtime.
I must have dreamt that. I don't know.
I think it was very close to being the longest game in Wild history, like a minute or so away or something like that. Could be wrong on that, but somebody was saying that.
Oh, son of a bitch.
No.
All right.
Excessive napping linked to higher mortality risk among seniors. Oh,
No.
well, I'm kind of almost a senior.
I got to find a way to wrap that
You
up. But now
date
I've just been doing it for
seniors.
25 years almost. I got to start skipping naps.
Really?
Still a junior.
Yeah,
I have.
I
I don't
only
nap a lot.
skip naps when I'm playing cards. Otherwise, I go straight to bed.
Yeah.
Try this one, and then we'll come back and do more sports. But so the Wild lose Game 3.
No.
It was tied at 1 before that, right? We split the first 2 games in Dallas. Historically, the number of series that have started off with a 1-1 split in NHL history, 369 series
Nice.
have been split 1-1. The Game 3 winner has gone on to win how many of those series out of 369? The team that wins Game 3 has gone on to win how many of those series?
I don't know what.
It's weird. Did I hear dude say this on the broadcast last night, maybe?
I think they did, yeah. Was it, so out of 369?
Yep.
300.
200.
Zach, you know it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the number. I know the
Take
percentage.
a shot.
Whatever, 66% of.
Yep, 66.4%. So it's 245. So almost exactly 2/3 of the time, the team that wins Game 3 goes on to win the series. So, now we are essentially a 2-1 dog.
Yeah.
Woofy.
Oof.
So uphill battle, but good news for the Wild. After Saturday, we go back to Dallas.
Yep.
That's right.
And that might be good for us.
You know
never
what
know.
Charles Manson always said? It ain't over till it's over.
Yeah. What else did he say?
There's plenty of sex in prison.
He did say that a lot.
A lot of the "it's not over till it's over," but a lot of times he was talking about murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Like, you got to
also-
make sure they're dead.
He's right, though.
He
is.
also
Not over
once
till it's
said-
over.
It's attempted murder until it's over.
Yep.
Can I be honest with you? You could lose about 10 pounds.
Don't take me to tell you. You can lose about 10.
Don't
I
take
can't.
me
Can
to
I?
tell you.
Can I be honest?
It's just
Will
the
you
most
play that?
trolling of all time. He's like, everyone here knows it.
Yeah.
I don't need to tell you.
Yeah.
You know it.
You
The
know
whole
it as
world
well.
knows you're like 10 to 15 pounds overweight.
And she just goes, "Thanks." He goes, "Can I be honest with you?" Like Charles.
Yeah, he can't believe he can't be honest with her.
Were you
He
find
was a
that
lot
hard?
of things. One of the things that he was blunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honest.
Yeah, James Blood.
He may be a terrible person, but he's
Sure.
honest.
Yeah, and Chuck Murder on behalf of the Power Trip Morning Show.
Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah, thank you.
Front Page Sports is next.
The Fan.
with 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. That's every hour from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Enter the keywords and learn more at KFAN.com. Bonus Bucks is presented by BigDeck.com.
Here's some positive, though, for you, Corey Cove.
Go on.
A new study suggests drinking coffee may lower your risk of dementia.
All right, so I have to.
Much anymore?
Sure, I absolutely do.
Good.
So I have to minimize naps, maximize coffee.
Right.
You know, one way to skip naps is to juice up on coffee and just power through.
You like it to juice.
Yeah. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Hell yeah, man.
Let's see, what could I do if I skip napping and hammer some coffee? I mean, I could watch 2 more hours of the World Series of Poker main event from Europe from 2 weeks ago.
You could watch NFL Live starting at 1 o'clock.
I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to think of what I would actually do. Paul, you're on camera.
Whoa. Hello.
So unless you're pretending to be Dante Culpepper on the Love Boat and you're shooting dice in the corner.
God. Sorry.
I was just shooting dice.
That was for Hawk.
I didn't do anything. It's the best.
Yeah. It wasn't me.
I was just shooting dice. All right, should we do Front Page Sports?
Time now for Front Page Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Holiday Station Stores. You can still get 3 Monsters for $8. Mix and match any flavors you want of Monster Energy with our friends at Holiday. Go get some gas. Go get some lottery tickets. Go get some donuts or cookies, and then get some Monster Energy.
Big old pretzel.
Yeah, God, those pretzels are underrated.
Pretzels rule.
Yeah, those pretzels do rule.
All right, relax.
Sorry, Diddy.
Wolves Nuggets game 3 tonight at 8:30. DraftKings has the Nuggets as a now 2.5-point favorite. That series is tied at 1. Denver won game 1. The Wolves won game 2. So if the Minnesota Vikings stay at pick 18, somewhere around 9 o'clock, right? They should be picking, give or take.
Yes, sir.
Right at pick 18. It's 8 minutes this year instead of 10, so it should be a little bit faster, but still, if most teams take most of the time, the Wolves game will start before the Vikings pick, but I believe here on the Fan, the Vikings draft wraps up pretty quickly after we get an interview or two after the pick, and then it'll be flipped over live in progress, the Wolves and Nuggets.
I think they will interview KOC and Brzezinski tonight.
And who else? Even though we'll probably talk to them tomorrow, but just for the bit.
Whoever they draft?
I agree.
Do you think they will?
No, I'm saying tomorrow. No. For the bit. Who else would they theoretically talk to? Like, who they're going to pick is what I'm saying.
Probably Kenyon Sadiq.
Okay, Kenyon Sadiq. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
The NFL draft is tonight. The Vikings select 18th. This is round 1 tonight at prime time. The Raiders will select first. Everybody and their mother knows they're taking Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback out of Indiana. But then a whole bunch of randomness could start as early as pick 2. Sounds like it's a 50-50 shot, maybe even at pick 2.
Yep, and then there's a lot of hot rumors that the Cardinals are looking to move out of the 3rd pick. And are their teams going to move up from, I don't know, Dallas all the way up to 3 to get one of the edge rushers that isn't taken at 2? Is there a team looking up to get Jeremiah Love that wants to get in front of the Tennessee Titans? No. Whatever it is, it'll be great. Are the Saints going to move up? It's going to be fun.
You're dumb.
Oh.
For the record, I didn't hit that.
Not today.
Sounds like a button I would have hit.
Yeah, it sounds like a button you personally put in the system.
I thought you were going to say you porn. Almost did. Oh, now I lost him.
Put that button, bud.
Brilliant.
Who is it? Play it again.
You're dumb.
What is that from?
You know, it does sound familiar to me. I loaded it in 2018.
You're dumb.
Yeah. Perfect time to rip me.
God, I know that voice, though.
What is that? Play it one more time.
You're dumb.
You're dumb.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either. Somebody out there knows.
The Mets finally won a game. They won 3-2 over the Twins. That snaps their 12-game losing streak.
I didn't know that.
Yep, they actually got one. So the Twins are now 12-12. The Mets all the way up to 8-16. 12-game losing streak, done.
It's time you show that hog who's boss.
Okay.
Wow.
Hey, so I'm not keeping track of Mets baseball, but obviously they have a giant payroll. Juan Soto plays for the Mets, right?
I'll take
Yeah.
You're familiar with Juan
Oh,
Soto?
yeah. He's on the show team.
I believe it. So I saw on SportsCenter this morning they were interviewing Juan Soto, and again, did he just come back from injury? Is
Yes,
that what
he
I
hasn't
gathered?
played. Yeah.
So I just gathered that somebody said, have you been keeping in touch with everybody and trying, what like during the 12-game losing streak, like, how much? And he's like, I don't know. They were on the road. I didn't talk to him.
He actually said this.
No, bleep you.
Oh, wow. Great audio.
You should, if you care about baseball, it's a really strange interview because he basically is like, why would I talk to him? They're on the road. So
nice teammate.
Right. He made it sound like I don't care. I was back here, whatever. I saw him when they got back. It's like, okay, so your teammates are struggling. You don't reach out to them at all. There's no communication because they're on the road. Interesting.
He signed a 15-year, 700. Now this is AI on Google. $765 million contract in 2024.
No wonder he doesn't care about his teammates.
Why would he care? That's all guaranteed. Who gives a bleep? Hey, did your team win? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm in Italy.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I had to cut him.
Yeah, I had to cut him. What do I care? He's like, who's the guy? What's the? You'll probably know this, Corey. Have you seen Major League 2?
Yeah.
I mean, I have, but not in 30 years.
Who's the baseball player on the team that they all hate, but's really good?
Dorn.
Is it Parkman? The guy that like hits home runs and then gets traded to the White
sounds right,
Sox.
yeah.
Parkman?
I think that's
He's
right.
basically Parkman. I don't care what they're doing. Did they lose? Great. I win and I get paid.
Right.
What's he care?
You're not wrong.
$51 million a year. Good for him.
All right, Chris, I think you're going to hate the first half of the story and maybe like the back half.
Oh, no.
Let's do it.
Adam Silver is the NBA commissioner. He has come out and said, look, we are committed to staying in Memphis because there's a lot of rumors that Memphis ain't working out, that nobody really cares about Grizzlies basketball. Maybe they should have moved to Vegas or Seattle instead of expansion, right? Like, let's get Memphis the hell out of Memphis. He says he's committed to staying in Memphis with the Grizzlies, but he would like to see the Grizzlies expand by playing more games in Nashville.
Oh.
So, like, not a full 50-50 split, but like a handful of times a season, home games in Nashville to expand the fan base.
That's weird. Like back in the day when the Packers played in Milwaukee and Green Bay.
Yeah.
That would be
remember that at
interesting.
all?
I just remember hearing
Yeah.
about it, but yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, that's weird.
Paul?
People are saying the "You're Dumb" is Swartzen and Grandma's Boy.
I've never seen Grandma's Boy. Is it
It's
good?
outstanding.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not just saying that because my guy's in it. It's
Sure.
outstanding.
That sounds like something I would load in.
Yeah.
That is correct. That's confirmed.
Yeah.
You're dumb.
Yeah, I hear it now.
Yeah, I hear it now.
All right.
Yep, that's real good.
Yeah. Good job, Andy.
So anyway, technically then the NBA might be coming to Nashville, kind of.
Kind of.
Kind of,
Wow,
sort of,
Mel.
maybe.
I didn't know Mel
He's got a
loved
home in
them.
Nashville, yeah.
Oh. All right, Mel.
If the Wolves had to play 5 home games a year somewhere else besides Minneapolis, what city would make the most sense?
Probably.
Duluth?
Fargo?
There
May-
wouldn't be a city that would make any sense.
I know. I'm just trying to think if
I'm gonna
if
say
you
Kansas
had
City.
to, though.
Kansas
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheboygan.
Oh, not Sheboygan.
Great sausage.
Sheboygan. Toma.
Yeah.
Geographical oddity. 2
Well,
weeks from everywhere.
Everybody's going through there. Reason stop. The Dells. We can play at the Rick Wilcox Theater.
Is that the water skiing guy?
That's Tommy Barton.
No.
Oh,
He's a magician. He's got his own theater.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. He does a good job,
Have
too.
you guys been to it?
I've been a
Chris
lot of
has.
times.
Why?
Because I had kids.
Oh, good point.
And I thought he was Dean.
Really good.
Yeah.
Oh, Dean was there?
When are you taking Lou Dog to the Dells?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
You should take him.
Kids Paradise, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead and go now.
Not today. Any day but today.
Well, he's got to keep doing those swim lessons.
Yeah, and he was up till 2 a.m. watching the Wild game.
Yeah.
As he should be.
I think he's pretty tired.
NBD.
Yeah.
Ben Lieber will join in a second. We'll do What Really Matters in a couple of seconds. The Power Trip annual mock draft at 7 o'clock. The room will get full. If you are all in on tonight's draft, a lot of people that'll be in this room between 7 and 9 have a lot of draft opinions and a lot of draft thoughts. The return of Paul Charchian, too. What is it? Is a Utah?
He's a U.
How do you say that?
Utah.
You're from Utah.
U-tight.
A Utite?
Yeah.
Relax.
Sounds like a
please.
website you go to.
Relax, please.
What Really Matters is after this on The Fan.
The Fan, along with BigDeck.com, want to help you win $1,000. It happens every weekday.
great shows to Mystic Lake Amphitheater. The Guess Who will be there June 25th, 311, and Dirty Heads will be there on July 11th, and John Mellencamp will be there July 14th. Get the complete details on all of our upcoming shows on the concert page at KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
You keep saying, guess who? Are you ever going to tell us?
No.
Really?
I was going to guess Mellencamp.
You have to show up and find out.
Amazing Hot Rod Stewart.
Oh, that would be a great cover band.
I'm pumped to see 311 there. It's going to be cool. Outdoor music's the best, man.
One of these days, I hope to play at that stadium. That'd be great.
Amazing Hot Rods would be a great brunch Tommy would go to.
You're so dirty and perverted.
I don't know why you just can't crack clean jokes in case kids are listening.
It's easy to do.
They're not
to
listening.
Be
They're
perverted.
still sleeping because they were up late.
No, they still have to get up and go to school. It's easy.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Why do you have such perversion?
Yeah, quit being such a perversion.
You are a pervert.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
We need to start using that word again. I like it. It's really, really descriptive.
Isn't he in Italy?
Oh, so you're calling Rosie.
Oh man, Common's bit yesterday was good. They were talking about how like the last couple of days Rosie has posted like just had the best meal of my life, right? And then like Gianluca and his photo and all. Yeah. And Common's like, he's had the best meal of his life 3 consecutive days.
Wow.
Yeah.
It just keeps getting better and better.
Did he post another picture?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Actually, I don't know. I had a busy day yesterday. I didn't get a chance to look up his tweet.
My goal is in the next year or two to go to Italy and not post once. Right? I'm going to go to Italy and not even make a peep and see how it feels.
You do that everywhere you go.
That's pretty true. But again, I'm just I don't post much. You know what I'm saying?
I don't post much.
But I know
I love you.
Gianluca made
How about, wow, Common was right. You are posting pictures of yourself everywhere on this trip. And he responded with, and Common posts pictures of himself playing golf every day.
Yeah.
Zoink.
Zoinks. What Really Matters is brought to you by Ovo LASIK and Lens. That's OvoEye.com. Go get LASIK from Dr. Mark Loganoff and Dr. David Whiting. I'll do scores and stats. Chris will change your life with something else. Ben Lieber will be here in a second. Power Trip mock draft in 30 minutes.
Yeah, man, they're all here. Parker, Saucy, Bosberg. It's going to be fun. Cindy's going to be here. Norden.
Yep.
If you're just waking up because you didn't stay up,
Aye.
the Wild lost in double overtime 4-3 to the Dallas Stars. Your game winner, Wyatt Johnston of the Dallas Stars, on the power play. But what else is new? That's basically most of the game. One team was on the power play. A lot of that last night. So the Wild trailed 2-0, and it honestly looked like it was all falling apart. But then we calmed down and scored 3 straight. And that McCarron goal sent that place into an absolute frenzy. It was like New Year's Eve, 1999. It was Prince and Biscuit combined. You know what I'm saying? It was nuts.
What a New Year's.
And then that was it. Duchesne scored midway through the third to tie it at 3. Game ended around 12:54 a.m. Game 4 Saturday, 4:30 in St. Paul. What really matters, though, is this.
You got that right. You got that right. Sorry, we're just letting people in here. Ben just got here.
Hi, Ben.
Ben, just like always, Ben brought a random man in with him. Just always bringing random men in here. I like it, though.
That's what Ben does.
I know. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to be watching cat videos.
A study by the University of Indiana says watching any animal content on your phone or computer will bring positive benefits. But if you're looking for the most stress-reducing positive emotions that will boost your mood and energy level, you need to watch cats. The study found it only takes a few seconds of watching cats being cats to bring on a flood of positive feelings. And we can all use a little more of that. I'm Bree Tennis.
Thanks, Bree Tennis.
Thank you, Bree. You know, I watch a type of cat video.
You do.
I do.
Daily.
Over and over again.
I believe it.
Sometimes with no sound on. Because I'm in a public place.
I believe it. Good morning, Ben Lieber.
Hey, Ben,
Hey,
you ever
good
watch
morning,
cat
guys.
videos?
You ever watch cat videos?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. We didn't get to this. I think it was a day or two ago in the prep service. There was a study done that one way to curb like snack eating, like binge eating, is
Snack.
they found like if you watch a whole bunch of videos about junk food, you'll kind of like trick your brain into getting the same dopamine hit of like, yes.
Is that right?
And it actually lowers your desire to eat junk food if you constantly watch junk food videos. They say the opposite is not true. If you're like, man, I really need to eat more vegetables and fruits and stuff, that if you try to brainwash yourself by Clockwork Orange and be like, I'm just going to watch a bunch of videos on healthy foods and maybe that motivates me, they're saying that does not work either. So I guess if you can't put down the Doritos, watch people, mukbanging.
Whoa.
Right?
Oh, yeah,
Watch junk food videos, and I guess it lowers your desire to eat junk food. Isn't that nuts?
That does not work with pornography.
No, because you can't quit.
I would say, I'm just speaking for myself. That wouldn't work for me either. If I watch somebody like try 31 flavors of Baskin Robbins, I'd be like, God dang it, I want ice cream.
And then you'd look around and go,
I'm going to tell you what.
Why would I zip?
Oh, because you're into it.
Into
Yesterday-
ice cream?
Yeah, you love ice cream.
Yesterday, this is a similar thing. Walking down the hallway here at work, behind Sauce, I watched his big ass, and I didn't eat the rest of the day.
Yeah, I can see how that. Yeah.
That's a huge bitch.
But I did want to play golf.
Hey, I heard that.
Because
Thanks, you can't do that on television.
Cinnamon rolls or any sort of glazed ham.
Oh, how good would a glazed ham be?
Usually when I have a sweets craving,
It would be great. Stop.
what'd you say?
A glazed
How
ham
great-
sounds like a breakfast order.
A glazed ham right now would be outstanding.
Yeah, wouldn't it be nice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got food coming in at 7:30.
Shocking.
To eat it?
Okay, shut the hell up.
you got to share any of it?
This glazed ham you're talking about, is that
I want
something
a hot
that,
dog and I want a milkshake.
is that
enough
something
for
that you want
everybody.
to eat or create or both?
Oh,
Like you want to make the glazed ham?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, glaze your ham.
I'm going to
Yeah.
butter your
Glaze
muffin.
it.
Didn't PA used to say that all the time?
Yeah, he did.
All the time.
All the
The
time.
ham
All
glazing.
the
Ham
time.
glazing.
He would say ham glazing all the time.
Yeah. And then he would tickle an adult man.
Yep.
Yeah, you sure would. And there'd be another glazed ham.
Yep. From him.
Get your ham glazed.
Yeah. Get your ham
Is
away
it my
from
turn
me.
again?
I don't remember what we were talking about.
Yeah, we're doing what really matters. This story continues to get funnier and funnier. Do you guys remember when the photos of Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel came out and those two were like, nothing to see here?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure,
No
sure,
big
sure.
deal.
Of course.
And then Diana Rossini's like, I'm not putting up with this investigation. I'm just going to resign.
Yeah, I'm
this
gonna
is
quit.
this is ridiculous. I'm not going to get dragged into this. And everybody's like, whoa, geez, she just resigned even. And Mike Vrabel was a couple days ago was like, I've had some really tough conversations with people that I love. And Diana Rossini's like, son of a bitch. Damn it. Well, it got even weirder. If you're Diana Rossini and you're going to try to stick to your story, or you're Diana Rossini's husband right now that's going, hey, this is not a great week for me. Mike Vrabel is going to counseling. He's going Saturday during day 3 of the draft. He said he won't be with the Patriots. He wants to continue to better himself.
How bold of him.
So, but again, think about this though. If this is two separate people trying to get their story straight, and one of them's going, I didn't do anything. This is a joke. I'm resigning. The other one's going, I've had some difficult conversations and I need counseling.
Yeah, I'm a
And
sex
she's like,
addict.
you're not helping.
Yeah.
Now my lie is falling apart.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he is not going to be with the team for day 3, which also is kind of indicative of how worthless day 3 is.
Yeah, right,
you don't even
right.
need the coach to be involved. He can just start counseling.
Yep.
So he won't be there on Saturday.
And then he's going to be gone for what?
I don't know.
Like weeks?
Probably
it's
the
just right
afternoon.
in-
He's going to get his ham glazed
Yeah.
and go home.
Yeah, he's going to call
I think that's
PA.
why he's going there. He doesn't want to glaze his ham no
Is he
more.
just flying down to Florida with Kraft to go to his massage parlor?
I don't know.
Kraft is like, have you learned nothing from me?
Yeah.
You paid for it.
Yeah, pay for it.
Teach you.
Yeah.
Go to Valentine.
Yeah.
So I just can't wait to see what her next statement is based on what he has been doing the last 3 or 4 days, which is trying to come out and say, yeah, things need to change around here.
Remember in Goodfellas when De Niro tells everybody just to be cool and not spend any of their money?
Yep.
And the next scene, they're all driving up in Cadillacs.
And fur coats. Yeah.
That's
be
exactly what
cool.
happened. We're not going to tell anybody about this, right? Right. We're going to stick to our story. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm a sex addict.
I'm sure it's just like a classic police interrogation. They bring a couple people in, they put them in separate rooms.
Get your story
They
straight.
interrogate them separately.
Yeah.
In one room, Diana's just like, no, complete denial, just like, push everything away. The other room, Vrabel's just broken down in tears, admitting everything.
I need help.
This one time.
I've had difficult conversations with people that I love.
He is like Chunk and Goonies.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what's the worst thing I ever done?
He immediately cracks.
I like this guy.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, man.
All right. What really matters, though, is this.
You get that right. Researchers at the NOAA are revealing the identity of a mysterious golden orb they found off the Gulf of Alaska nearly 3 years ago. I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but it was really weird because they could not figure out what the hell this thing might be. Didn't look like it was from Earth. Well, NOAA says its scientists have determined the orb is a remnant of the dead cells that formed at the base of a giant deep-sea anemone. Anemone? How do you say that?
Anemone.
Thank you, Nemo. Thank you.
Thanks for clarifying, Zach.
Yep, that is a direct
You nailed it.
a Nemo reference. Thank you. Researchers say it was a multi-year effort to identify the organism. Scientists found the golden orb in August of 2023. Couldn't figure it out. A lot of people thought it might have been from alien life forms, but it's a group of cells from a big old anemone. I think that's how you say it.
I think you're
right. You're close
are
enough.
they lying to us?
I mean, they might be. There's a lot of things that
The NOAA
they aren't
lies
telling you
to
the
us
full
about?
truth about.
The scientists are saying it's from an anemone, and the anemone is going, I am a sex addict.
Yeah.
Why is NOAA investigating that? That doesn't seem like their jurisdiction.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah,
does it?
man.
Yeah.
Who handles orbs?
Hawk's
I do.
sister. Well played, Hawk. That was much funnier.
Thank you.
I ruined it by being childish.
It's okay. You're always doing sexual
Am I-
perversions.
Am I thinking of the wrong organization? What's the NOAA?
I don't know what they do.
Is that
I think it's
oceanographic?
yeah,
The National Oceanic and
Oh.
Atmospheric Administration.
Have they
yeah,
found
okay.
Manson
Yeah.
yet?
Yeah, don't they kind of they don't deal with that type of stuff, do they?
I think because it was found in the ocean. You know what I mean?
Oh. Golden orbs.
I thought it was
Yeah,
probably the
man.
Men in Black that
Yeah.
dealt with it, but they just they couldn't say they were the Men in Black.
They're playing the Fillmore next week.
Are they?
Golden orbs.
Oh, hey, the Beezer.
Yeah.
Are you excited about the draft, Ben?
I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm excited.
Sauce doesn't care anymore.
I love
Yeah,
it.
he's bored with it.
I know he's bored.
I'm not bored with
Well,
it.
did you see the 24-hour flip-flop, though, on Dylan Thieneman? He flip-flopped.
Did he?
Yesterday, he was like, boring. I don't know about it. And
Here he
then,
is.
then last night, he tweeted, like, that's the guy. That's the perfect pick at 18.
Hey.
You care to explain yourself?
What are we doing?
Yeah, what
Yeah,
is the goal
What are we
here?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
How do I explain this?
What are we doing?
My son was sleeping. My wife is at work, and I was looking for attention, so I tweeted that.
You took time off from what?
Look
That doesn't take very long
look,
anymore.
Looking at meat.
Yeah, blazing some hams.
Yeah.
Oh, great. There's
I
my
was
computer
playing
updating.
Madden.
You were playing Madden?
Yeah.
Madden.
Yeah, Madden.
I thought you'd
Did you
moved on to baseball.
I do, but I go back and forth.
Did you create Dylan Thieneman?
No, not yet. We don't know if he's on the team yet.
Did you create a golden orb of dead cells?
No?
I mean, you have a Padres head on. Technically, your head is a golden orb right
It
now.
really is.
Well played.
Padres.
Daddies.
Back on the dad's bandwagon. Were
Oh,
they
yeah.
having a good year?
Yeah, and they
They got that Mason Miller dude,
they
right?
got, yeah. Our guy's guy.
Yeah.
Are they named the Padres because there were a bunch of like fathers out there, not like dads, but like
That would be
yes.
I do think
Yeah.
that's true.
I think
Yeah.
that's right,
yeah.
And it's the coolest stadium in baseball.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, it's
Warm it
sweet.
up.
He's not wrong.
It's
Hey,
sweet.
Hey, I'll answer that hypothetical question real quick.
Which one?
And only because I think that they've done this before. The city that
Oh,
the
yeah.
it's Sioux Falls. It's easy. That's an
Oh,
easy
yeah.
one. It's not Duluth.
Hmm.
It's not Rochester. It's not
even
Fargo. It's not
close to
Moorhead.
Big enough, but
It's Sioux Falls. Are you kidding me? Playing a couple games in the Pentagon? Didn't they already do that? Don't they do that every preseason?
the Pentagon.
So I was telling where the Pentagon is.
Washington, D.C.
No, you're wrong. No, it's not. It's in
Ben's
Sioux
from
Falls.
the Dakotas. He knows.
It's in Sioux Falls. The Pentagon. Look it up.
and like everything in Sioux Falls, it's named after Sanford.
So?
Fred Sanford?
Yeah, the TV show guy.
He had the big one. Nobody gets that reference. I'm too old.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
No,
you
you're
guys
not
got
too
that.
old.
That's a dated
I
reference.
know. It's Red
I
Fox, man.
I
Barely
know.
got it. All right, one more segment with Ben Lieber before the mock draft starts at 7.
Yay!
We'll do more of what really matters after this. Yeah, the Wild lost in double overtime last night to the Stars. It sucks, 4-3. This is the Power 2 Morning Show on The Fan.
The Fan.
Lodge, April 30th and May 1st. Don't miss out on your shot to win great prizes, including a custom KFAN and Grandview co-branded golf bag, a tailor-made driver, and more. Oh, and did we mention a 2-night Grandview stay with food, golf, and a massage at their spa? Get all the details now at kfan.com/Grandview.
That sounds like fun. Ben Lieber on guitar. Nice job.
Wow,
Thanks.
that's great, Ben.
This is Fan Outdoors.
Well played.
I'm more of a centaur type of guy, but this will work.
Yeah, you got those long fingers, you know.
Yeah.
All right, should we do more of what really matters? No. Okay, then
Corey.
let's just hang out for 14 minutes and we'll do the draft, Your Super Bowl.
Yeah, can't wait, man. It's going to be excellent.
The mock draft.
The muck draft.
The mock draft.
Welcome to the 69th annual Power Trip NFL Mock Draft.
The mock draft.
The muck draft.
I asked you guys this like a week or two ago.
I know,
Have
and I said no, put it away.
No,
Yeah.
not that.
Yeah.
Have
I don't
you
want it
guys-
in there.
Have you guys been doing this every year?
We don't remember, but I think the first couple years we didn't, but I think we started this pretty
Are you talking
early.
about the mock draft?
Right.
Yeah.
Started pretty early.
Yeah.
So almost the entire
And you
Power
guys
Trip,
used to do the whole thing.
whole first round.
You do every pick.
Ooh, ick.
Yeah, even if the Vikings had like the 7th pick, we'd go all the way
Yeah.
through the first.
Yeah.
Just to try to see how many we could get out of 32.
Yeah.
The numbers weren't high.
No.
Yeah.
Do they do that analysis every year, right? With the actual draft analysts? Do people go back and
As far as how well
fact
they
check
do?
and how
Yeah.
well they
Yeah,
do,
and
like the
if you-
percentage of hits?
Yeah.
that
If
they
you're
get?
anywhere near like 12, you're crushing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to even get like 33% of them.
Yeah,
It's tough. Most even because after the first 4 or 5, it's a crapshoot, right? Because all it takes is one trade and all the dominoes fall differently.
I think they said last night before Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft that he got 28 of 32 correct, that those were first round picks. So out of the
So not
28
in the order,
of
but
the
just the
32,
people.
they were
Yep.
all, and that's I think now
That's
with
pretty
the-
good.
Yeah,
well, that's really good.
that's
Yeah,
really
'cause
good.
it's-
Yeah,
my guess is getting 20 is pretty easy, but the
Yeah.
back half is getting a little dicey, especially in
Yeah.
the late 20s.
Well,
It's pretty good.
I know we'll have time to talk about this, but there's a guy on that list that I thought was really interesting because I've heard him talk about it for the last couple of weeks now, and then he finally put him on his first round top 32 is Traden Stukes. You guys
The
are
Arizona
probably
Never heard that name.
aren't familiar. Yeah.
yeah.
This dude he kind of came out of nowhere. He's a corner nickel / safety. He's kind of like a do everything defensive back. And he was talking about him on his podcast for a long time, and nobody really picked up the steam on the fact that he would be a first day guy. There was a lot of people that are like, he's probably a second day guy, this, that, and the other. So he's one guy that I'm going to think about tonight. Like if Daniel Jeremiah nails Stukes in the first round, it's like the bottom half of the first round, then this guy, he really, really knows what he's talking about. He really is dialed in with the experts on the inside.
All right.
Well said.
Something to watch. That starts in like 10 minutes. All right,
can't wait.
Let's do more of what really matters. Here's what happened last night around the world of sports. Obviously, again, the Wild loss in double overtime, 4-3 to the Stars. Game 4 is Saturday at 4:30. Double overtime loss. The Wolves and Nuggets square off tonight, Game 3. That is at 8:30-ish or so. The Denver Nuggets are 2.5-point favorites on DraftKings. What really matters, though, is this.
You got that right, Corey. And nobody said you were wrong.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I like it. Let's keep it that way. I'm looking at you.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, he's looking at you, kid. Great film.
On April 14th of 1986, hailstones measuring over 1 kilogram each killed 92 people in Bangladesh.
Jeez.
Wow.
How much is a kilogram?
2.2,
That's a real kilogram.
Well said.
right?
92 people died from hailstones.
Do I need to say it, or do you guys just know what I'm going to say?
You gonna say good for them?
No.
Okay.
Why do people go outside?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
going to say hasta la vista.
All right. That's arrivederci, by the way. Arrivederci
Oh.
off to Tuscany.
Oh, okay.
My guess is a lot of people in Bangladesh that don't have homes.
Well, then build a hut, because look, build a hut, and get some Wi-Fi, watch the World Series of Poker.
They didn't think of that.
Go to Raising Cane's when it's not hailing, call it a day. They got Raising Cane's in Bangladesh. You know what I'm saying? There's...
No, but I think you can get caned in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Spray painting cars.
I think in that situation, if you are homeless in a crowded street of Bangladesh and you see your neighbor person get hit in the head by a 2-pound hailstone and die, I would probably take out my lightsaber, cut them open, and crawl inside to protect myself.
Yeah. Wow. That's a Empire reference, Sauce.
Yeah, no.
Watch me for the changes and try to keep up.
I know.
So hang on. You said it was what now? How many kilograms? 1 kilogram. Yeah, you nailed it.
2.2 pounds, right?
That's unbelievable that you knew the exact.
Not bad.
He's a weightlifter.
That's unbelievable. It is 2.2 pounds. What a conversion. Look at what you did. Yeah. Again, whatever. I don't know. I think I'm doing it right. I stay indoors.
Yeah.
Well, Zacho, we're supposed to get some hail today, right?
Oh, yeah, potentially.
Yeah, potentially.
Rough day for the driveway club.
Severe weather.
Ooh, yeah.
Hopefully it just pounds hail in Plymouth.
Yeah.
Wow. Poor hail.
Yeah. You need to just go outside and lay on the sidewalk naked with your buttocks exposed.
Yeah.
Sauce, and just go ahead and damage the rest of those cheeks.
Yeah, I got enough hail damage on this ass.
So, true story. You guys saw the cake yesterday that Joe brought me, right? The driveway club cake, right?
Yeah.
It was basically a 3-car garage, and then my car outside of one of the stalls, and it was on the driveway.
Sure.
Driveway club, great cake. Thank you, Joe. You're the best. So I bring it home.
Oh boy.
Show my girls, and it's in the front seat of the car in a box. That box, Sauce, you helped me get it into.
What's in the
Whatever.
box?
And I'm driving along. And I get home, and I didn't realize it, even though my front seat is, just on a slight decline, right? Because it's kind of whatever. It's like just 10 degrees up.
Yeah.
That in the 15-minute drive, the garage slowly slid down. Like, because the actual driveway was very thin, like frosting or whatever. So it was sliding. So by the time I got it home, my fondant and Rice Krispie car was crashed into the garage.
What
right?
a metaphor.
Crashed into the third stall. My mother-in-law, like 6-7 years ago, accidentally drove through my garage, right?
Rosie.
So my mother-in-law was at my house yesterday because my wife and her were doing, I don't know, outdoor stuff.
Sure, yeah.
Gardening or whatnot. I ain't doing that. I'm going indoors. Anyway, so I take this cake out, and she literally, she didn't know that's not, she just goes, hey, that's what I did a couple of years ago.
Oh, brilliant.
What if I had gotten that cake just to troll her?
Yeah.
Right. She didn't
That's
know that
pretty
it had just slid down over the last 15 minutes. So it doesn't change the taste of the cake. Wife said the cake was fantastic, but technically the car had crashed into the garage. It's a long way of saying today's another driveway club day. It sounds like that, if Angie wanted to get me something, it would be not having my car pounded by hail. Can you let me in the garage just one day? Just once,
Yeah.
So shout out to all the driveway club members out there. Today's
I
going
hope
to be a
she
tough
goes
day.
out with with a toothpick and puts a little dents in the top of your collar on your cake.
Just realism. It's about realism.
Yeah.
But what really matters is this.
Well, you got that right, Core. Here's something that you are going to care about.
Fantastic.
Family Feud.
Love it.
Yeah, of course.
Not as much as I used to, but I still love it.
Sure. Well, Dawson ain't physically manhandling people anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just look, I know I'm on the Power Trip Morning Show. I know we do like penis jokes basically 3 out of the 3.5 hours.
That's really reducing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like all the questions now are so innuendo heavy. It's not even like, okay, I don't know. So it's just not the same as when it was like Ray Combs in the 90s.
Yeah.
Not as fun.
I
But
agree
whatever.
with you.
But Steve Harvey's printing money.
Sure.
He's doing really
he's
well.
good. He's entertaining.
Good for him.
Yeah, good host. I just think the questions are dumb.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I feel really bad that I feel like I'm not raising my kids right because I made a Family Feud reference the other day and they all said, "What
The hell's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the dude's name on Saturday Night Live that does Steve Harvey?
Keenan Thompson.
He does it so well, I think they're the same person. You know what I mean?
I'm your man, Steve Harvey.
He does it so well.
They're really good.
The 100 people surveyed on Family Feud, this is great, are reached via random phone surveys, and they have no idea they're providing answers for a game show.
Oh, wow.
So how is it presented? Hey, you got a few minutes for
Probably,
a couple questions?
We'll give you a gift card to Sex World.
Oh, you've
I'm in.
answered.
But think about
You've
that.
got my ear.
Yeah, Ben's in.
Once you get somebody on the hook, right? Once
Yeah.
you get somebody that's willing to answer random questions over the phone, which in 2026, who the hell does that?
Nobody. Who answers an unknown number?
Once you get somebody on the hook, you don't just ask them 5 questions. You better ask them like 100 and just bank a whole bunch of surveys.
Yeah, man.
Right? Get as many answers as you can.
I would think the only way I'm answering this phone is if it's like, hey, this is Corey from the Family Feud. I want to ask you a few questions if you wouldn't.
Yeah, so
mind helping
I'd be
out.
much more likely to
I'd be
answer
like,
that
okay,
way.
cool.
Yeah.
I'll answer this or I'll return this phone call.
And you got to, because I would guess these days and ages, the person who is going to answer your survey completely is somebody who's about 94 years old and is going to completely skew your answers.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, again, Ben, if they don't say, I'm Ben from Family Feud, would you like to take a survey? If it's just like, hey, is this Ben Lieber? Yes. Hey, Ben, name a food you'd love to throw at a turtle. You'd go, who the hell is it? You'd hang up immediately.
Right. Hang up.
Right.
Who is this, you psycho? Of course it's celery. But anyway, I got to go.
Yeah. Celery.
Why would you ask me that? Right?
If you're one of the people doing the survey and somebody answers the phone and it rings and then you hear, hello, you're like, I got one.
Yeah. Hey, Pee-wee.
This person will answer every question I have.
Every question.
I love the feud, though. Man.
I'm talking to a guy in Edina, Minnesota. Every answer is about food.
Oh, that's me.
Name a food you'd like to throw at a turtle. None. That's wasting my food.
Now I'm pissed off.
Put me on your no-call list.
Can I eat the turtle?
Oh.
Lisa Turtle?
Oh, jeez. All my sources say Sauce wouldn't, but.
Okay. Well, your sources have all been fired.
Whoa.
They have almond fire?
Yeah, they've all been fired.
That cake did, too, that my mother-in-law's car crashed into.
Oh.
Almond-flavored cake a little bit.
Reluctantly crouched.
Yeah.
At the starting line.
Great
tune.
cake
banger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Pistons won 98-83 over the Magic. That series is tied at 1. Cade Cunningham, 27 points. I think SportsCenter said that was the first home playoff win for the Pistons since something like 2008.
Whew.
They've sucked for a long time.
Yeah.
So,
I heard
series
that.
is tied at 1. But what really matters is this.
Okay.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah.
You're into health and wellness, are you not?
Yeah, sometimes.
You like if you heard somebody was saying this is going to help me out and it's going to produce a better level of quality of life for me, I should probably try it.
Yep, sure.
You ever sun your butthole?
No, I have not.
You hesitated.
I have
Yeah, he
not.
did.
I've thought about it.
Yeah.
I have not done Happy Baby to the sun.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you?
I have not, but I'm reading about perineum sunning right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it makes all that much sense, and you look like a total goofball if you're doing it.
Yeah,
in
but
your
look,
backyard.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm the number 1 environmentalist on the fan. I have
Yes, you are.
Not
Yes.
close.
I
You
have
have a
solar
very
panels.
tan butthole.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
have
you
solar
do.
panels, right? Is sun tanning your BH the same thing as generating power through solar panels? Like my house
Good
essentially
question.
right now just spread eagle, just taking it from the sun?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not
Yeah.
right now. It's still too early. But like later this afternoon, if it starts to get a little nice out, what's the difference? So what if I
Right.
go in my backyard and just do, what is it called? Happy Baby?
Perineum.
Yeah, Happy Baby
So
pose.
I'm doing Happy
Yeah.
Baby, recharging my energy while my house generates solar power.
Corey, I'm going to say to you what I say to Chad Abbott every time he tries to talk me into this. If God wanted me to tan my butthole, he'd put it on my forehead.
Alec
It's hidden
Lewis.
for a reason.
Alec, you ever tan your butthole? You hesitated. That's a yes.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
from
yes.
Alabama.
God, everybody from the South tans their BHs constantly, man.
Look at Parker
They
Fox,
got
speaking of
weird
tan
tan lines
buttholes.
and stuff.
Yeah, he has a tan
Look at
butthole.
you.
God, Alec, oh, man.
Yeah.
about me that's tan.
Well,
he's
that
right.
we can
That's true.
see.
Prove it.
Yeah, prove it.
Oh, my God.
Hawk, I honestly feel like that is a biohacker just trying to troll people.
Somebody can't believe people fell for it.
Yes,
That kind of
yes.
thing. I'm with you.
Correct.
I'm with
Yeah.
you, dude.
Because
I know.
I've
should
seen
put
this
it to
time
the
and time
test.
again, and there are like these
Relax,
biohacker idiots that are out there like, oh, it totally works, and my vitamin D levels are so high, and my testosterone's high, and it's like, no, you're just getting sun.
How great would it be if whoever came up with it on their deathbed does the whole like, come closer. I have something I need to tell you.
I can't live with myself anymore.
I have an immaculately tan bung.
What's wrong? No, it'd be the opposite. You don't get the bit.
He
The
made it
opposite
up.
is he's telling them at the end of his life, I just was trolling. It's not true. So he doesn't have a tan butthole. You're distracted by Alec Lewis.
Yeah.
But could you imagine,
So
though,
sad.
if you did sunburn that area?
Oh,
my God.
Oh, my God.
Your poor
And how would you
pH.
not? It's never seen the sun.
I know.
It's like at a state fair when they overcook the mini donuts.
Oh, my God. It's like burnt SpaghettiOs.
Oh, it's blistered.
Oh, is there a barn on fire somewhere?
Who burnt the onion rings?
This show's dumb.
This show
Yes,
is
but it's getting ready to get
great.
serious.
So,
Yeah.
Yep, I see other people in the hallway as well. Alex already here. Parker's already here. It's going to get pretty full pretty quickly. The 69th annual Power Trip mock draft after this on The Fan.
The Fan.
From the 1-800-ASK-GARY.
iHeartRadio and following Vikings draft coverage right here on Minnesota's home for the playoffs. KFAN.
Welcome to the 69th annual Power Trip NFL mock draft.
It is Christmas Day for meat sauce. It's finally here, Saucy. Look.
Hell yeah, man.
Look at you. Look at you running down the stairs.
Yeah, well,
just your underwear.
Down, not up the stairs.
Trying to hug the commissioner like
Yep.
he's Santa Claus.
Yep. I'm glad to be surrounded in a room of wonderful men, attractive men, especially the one right there. It's an honor to do radio
Depends on which
with
one you're talking about.
Greg Swedberg.
Oh, is he over there?
Yep.
Hi, Greg.
Your contract's been up for a long time.
Thank you.
Look at this.
This is great.
Cast of thousands.
What do you like better, Christmas morning or this?
Well, Christmas morning with my kiddo, but now this. This is my favorite day of the year, not close.
Hey,
I would
Zach-
rather do this than any other sporting event.
Hey, Zyko, do you think, are we going to get pinged for the NFL themes? All right.
I think
crap.
PA has some PA bed that you can use.
Hey, Greg,
I
remember
don't
when
wanna touch
radio was
PA's
fun and
bed.
we could just do whatever we wanted?
Yeah, I do, Corey, and I really appreciate the fact that people think somehow I get this all the time. It was my decision.
Right, it was your fault.
No, it is not. Okay, it is not.
Can we blame it on Dropfoot then?
Yeah, it was Abbott's fault.
Throw up your drop foot.
Yep, Dropfoot basically said all the fun's over.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy boy.
Yep, you're welcome, Super Dave.
It's the day, guys. The day is here.
So look at all these people:
I
Parker
know.
Fox, Ben Lieber, Greg Swedberg,
Look
Dave
behind me.
Sinekin, Paul Meatsauce Lambert, Alec Lewis, but all the way from Mormon land, from the Great Salt Lake, Paul Charchian.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Charch.
Look at you, Charge.
Hi, friends.
You look
It's great to be back. It is
Hell
great to
yeah.
be back, and it's Mormontown, by the way, not
Mormontown.
Mormonland.
So what's it called?
Mormontown.
How do you say the like a Utahian?
Uton.
A Uton.
I am
You're
a Utah now. It's I still refer to the Twin Cities as us and we, and so it's still in my blood. But yeah, it's Utah freaking kicks ass. Nobody else moved there.
You spend a lot of time outdoors. It's one of the reasons you moved out there, right? There's a lot of things to see out there.
Just
Do you
BH
ever
up.
do Happy Baby out in the sun?
I feel like this is a trick question.
Yeah, do you ever tan your BH?
I'm gonna go no.
To
because-
solar power yourself.
Yeah, I don't think I want to be. I don't think I want to acknowledge that in any way.
Fair enough.
Not sure what I'm walking into right now.
So you're not saying no.
That's not a denial.
Not a denial.
No.
But
We're
I'm not saying yes.
investigating you.
Give it a shot.
I would do it with Ben for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
There's a line
All right.
then.
All right.
Okay.
I got to figure out my rates,
Yeah,
but yeah, we
exactly.
can figure that out.
Wait, the rate? Who's paying who in this arrangement?
Well, Tommy for sure.
All right. Should we get this thing up and running?
I don't know. I
Please.
mean, you know who the man is in charge of it. The guy who's put this whole thing together, the guy who's done all the hard work, and Greg, I'm not kidding, Meatsauce Paul Lambert has put this entire thing
Yeah.
together. And so
Yeah.
I leave it up to you.
Well, thank you.
All right, should we get started right away? Do you want to talk first? What are you thinking?
I think we can get started right away. I mean, we got 18 picks to go through. PA will join us at pick 18, and he'll tell us who they're going to take. Alec Lewis is here with some good information. Lieber's here. Everybody's here. It'll be great.
So you-
Cindy's here without a Packer pick. Parker's here.
He
Lieber.
came in even
You
without
mentioned
a
Parker.
Packer
Okay,
pick?
good.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know if you were going to.
Yeah. Parker's great.
You got to. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah,
You're
Parker
great.
knows more about
Thank you.
stuff than you think he does.
Oh, yeah, which is great. I'm glad to have all these people here. We would have had Maxo, but Maxo's on the injured list.
He's
Got his-
here. Hold on.
Oh, he is.
Love you, Max. Miss you, brother.
We miss you, brother.
Yeah, we can start.
Oh,
We're-
thanks.
What are you suggesting? There's something in his mouth right
Oh, you
now?
don't know?
Wires.
Oh,
He
wires!
broke his
Oh,
jaw.
wires are in his mouth right now.
Yeah.
He shattered his jaw. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Think Wemby the other day when he had his face bounce off the floor, but this was, I believe, off of a bike.
Yeah.
and concrete.
Yep. So it
Luckily-
just shattered his jaw in a million pieces.
Luckily, Rosie was right there by the scene, and he walked over and went,
Oh, Mark.
And then as soon as he knew he was okay, he goes, "Arrivederci," off to Tuscany.
go have a meal.
Yep,
Best meal of his life.
correct.
Here we go.
Let's go.
All right, so Sauce, you made the executive decision, and I think it's smart.
Thank you.
Why are we wasting our time? Fernando
That's kind.
Mendoza is going to go 1, so we don't have to have a mock draft. We don't have to have somebody fake research and pick Fernando Mendoza. He's going number 1 to the Raiders.
Before we make that second pick, though, can we go around the room and just get a quick idea from everybody? Charts, Alec, everybody. Is Fernando, darling, going to be good, great, or not?
Is he worth the number 1
Yeah.
pick? Anybody think that this is fool's gold? Yes or no? Ben?
No, I think he's worth the pick.
Yeah, I did too. I agree. Like, I think there's definitely a developmental hurdle with him, but I like Mendoza.
He's in a great situation. He's got Kirk there. He can be the guy for this 1 year, maybe a couple games into the following year. I don't know. We'll see how his development goes, but there's no pressure for him to come in and lead that franchise in year one. So I think it's a good situation.
They go watch some film together, then they hit the strip and play table minimum blackjack for 5 minutes.
It's really, if you could just put a camera in the quarterback room, I mean, it would just be spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. George, yes or no?
Nerd fest.
I think he's going to be good. It's a good time to bring him in. They've basically rebooted the entire organization, which I approve of outside of ownership, and so fresh start for him. And as people have already mentioned, no real pressure to win or succeed early, which is a real luxury for any quarterback. I'd like to see him not play at all through the first half of the season if I had my choice. It's not like the Raiders are playoff contenders or likely to be, so. Let him learn and give him the opportunity to get better from the bench, and I think that'll be better for him long term. But the traits that are there for him to be a successful, but to me, not high-end NFL quarterback.
So here's the obvious one. Why are we not asking Dave Sinekin? That's your guy, the Indiana Hoosiers.
Exactly.
You love the guy, but do you believe it's going to translate, yes or no?
Yeah, I do. I do love the guy. I watched every second of his season at Indiana, and the fact that I'm alive and an Indiana Hoosier is the number one pick in the NFL draft is something a sentence I never thought I'd utter. Amen. It's unbelievable. He grew up idolizing Brady. He's not Brady 2.0, but he kind of patterns himself after Brady. And having Brady there to sort of mentor him, I think, is an amazing thing, along with Cousins. So, yeah, I think he'll start sooner rather than later. I don't think it'll be half the season. I think it'll be 3 or 4 weeks.
Does he have weaknesses? Like, what does he need to work on?
He's never really played under center, so the pro game's a little different. A lot of RPO stuff at Indiana. But, I mean, in pressure moments is where he stepped up. In the red zone, he stepped up. In things you can't articulate sometimes when you watch a lot of film. This guy proved it every time he had to. Just look at the Penn State finish.
That was so cool.
I think he's proven himself. I agree. I don't think he's a Pro Bowl kind of guy, but I think he's a top 15 quarterback when all is said and done.
The last mock draft I read said the only weakness he had is he likes big butts and he cannot lie.
Fair.
Yeah. We don't blame him for
The
that.
weakness is that he can't lie about it.
Is anybody nervous about the geek factor? That he's kind of a nerd? Oh, yeah. Because, unless you're Phillip Rivers, it doesn't happen very often where, a nerd is a dominant quarterback in the NFL.
But kind of to your point about Phillip Rivers, he was a likable nerd. And I feel like Mendoza kind of has that, where it's likable.
Oh, it's definitely likable.
Cringy, but it's likable.
Yeah. I think Phillip he's kind of a unicorn.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of guys that can have that dog mentality and just say frick all the time.
His trash talking is brilliant.
He really pulled it off.
It really is.
What if we get the Raiders to sign Phillip Rivers just for a year so we have the holy trinity of frick all on the same team?
Yeah. I'll see that movie.
All right, so Mendoza goes 1 to the Raiders. All right, pick 2.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, well done.
Goes to the New York Jets and Ben Lieber.
And can I just say this real quick? If the Raiders take all 8 minutes to make their selection, I might go right through the screen and punch that guy in the face.
Yeah, they will.
I mean, I think that's everybody takes their 8 minutes so they can be on TV. Their team, the head,
Correct.
the helmet can be up.
Right.
Yeah, they go through all that. I think that I'm kind of glad the NFL reduced it to 8 minutes because people would take all 10 minutes and they would know what the pick
They used
was
to
about
take
a
all
minute
15 when they had 15.
Yeah.
Well, my hope is that we've been talking about the Raiders in Mendoza for 3 months now. So they've had all the time that they get as far as marketing and exposure. So just make the damn selection so we can get onto the Jets. And with that, I've got the second pick. I know there's a lot of discussion about it's not exactly about what position they want to go after. It's about which one that they want to take. I'm a bigger fan of David Bailey than any other top end edge rusher out there. I think he has the most juice off the line. I think he has got a great first step. I think he actually plays with some bend, which some of these guys can't.
You like the juice.
So I'm gonna number 2 take David Bailey, Texas Tech edge rusher.
Give it to me, Charge.
I think that's the pick I would make as well. A lot of people like Arvell Reese here, but I like Bailey better because of the proven year-over-year production that he has, including 42 tackles for loss. 42.
Wow.
I mean, I love the proven production here. I think Ben nailed it. And I know a lot of people like Reese. I think Ben made the right selection with David Bailey.
Alec?
I like that pick, Ben. I think that's going to be the pick. Number 3, Cardinals. I'm going to take Jeremiah Love. They have no business adding a running back. They are not close enough roster-wise, but this guy will sell tickets, and the Arizona Cardinals don't have a quarterback. They probably will end up drafting Ty Simpson, but I think this guy will sell tickets. I would also say if they traded back, I'm not going to be surprised at all. So if you get a team like the Chiefs or something trying to trade up for an edge rusher, not going to surprise me. But Jeremiah Love is, I think, the best player in this draft. The film is, you stand up in your seat watching it. I mean, it is electric.
Well, he ran to the podium to make his pick there. I mean, anybody have any disagreements here? Any thoughts?
No.
You show me a player that has J Love on his jersey, and I'm going to be all in. So I think it's a great pick there.
I think Alec nailed it. They don't. I think Peter Schrager yesterday on ESPN said they're like the bottom of ticket sales, merch sales. This would help. They're a forgotten franchise in that the NFC West that they're in. This would be a great pick. He's the best player on the board. This would be an outstanding pick if they can't find someone to give them a truckload of picks to move out of that spot.
I don't love it just because the Cardinals' defense is so bad, and they do have some functional running backs already on roster. Love might be the best player on the board, but I feel like this, based on the defense that we saw last year, this team just needs help so many places. Defensively, safety, cornerback, outside linebacker, edge rusher. I know, kind of like what it's a little bit like what Alex said when he made the pick. How did you start? What was your preamble to your pick? Like, we shouldn't be taking a running back right now.
Yeah, they have no business.
Yeah, we have no business taking a running back right now. It feels almost like a luxury pick to take Love. I wouldn't call it it's not a bad pick for sure, but I suspect they'll go defense.
Utah.
You know, that almost, to me, Charge, sort of answers the question that I have is, if you have so many holes on defense, one guy is not going to change everything. So I think they will ultimately try to find a suitor to move down. How far they want to move down, I don't know. But if I'm Arizona, one edge rusher is not going to change anything. There's not a corner in this draft that should be drafted number 3. There's not an off-the-ball linebacker that should be drafted number 3. There's not an interior defensive lineman that should be drafted number 3. So if you feel like you're going to stretch for any of the remaining defensive players, I mean, maybe Ruben Bain, but I think a lot of people would be pissed about that if Ruben Bain goes 3. Arvell Reese, again, very talented player, but he's not changing that franchise with one selection on defense. So I think for all of the marketing purposes and, you know, giving this new staff and Nathaniel Hackett a guy that he can kind of rely upon in the run game to kind of take some pressure off of Jacoby Brissett. If they can, you know, get him signed to a better deal, I think solidifying that offense makes sense as if they stay at 3.
No, it occurs to me that it may not be Arizona who takes Love, but somebody at number 3 will probably do that. I mean, there's a lot of teams that would love to have him, and they're willing to move up, and I'm sure Arizona would not mind moving out of that spot.
I'll say this too, like, he's a running back, but this guy is the position tag next to his name should be offensive weapon. Like, he can line up in the slot. He can motion anywhere. Like, this guy is, I mean, Bijan level talent. That is really lofty praise, but like, I've had people say to me, they take him over Ashton Genty for sure, and he's in that Jahmyr Gibbs tier, which is, we all know that guy's unbelievable. So, yeah, I think Swedberg's right there. If they trade out, there's probably going to be a team that is just like, we need this guy on our team.
All right.
There you go.
Should we move to pick 4?
Well
pick
said.
4, the Tennessee Titans. If Max was here with his mouth unwired, he would be making this pick. But Parker,
there he is.
your Batman and Robin partner Max can't be here. This, Jeremiah Love was attached to the Titans for about a month straight.
That's right.
So, but he's off the board in this mock draft. So, Parker, what do you do at pick 4?
Well, I was looking at Alec across the table here, and I was like, are you going to do it? And sure enough, you did. But I did have a second pick. This Titans team has a lot of holes in their defense, and I'm going to go with a linebacker out of Ohio State, Sonny Styles. I think he's athletic. He's versatile on defense. He's a rare specimen, 6'5", almost 250 pounds. Jumps off on the tape.
That's a huge bitch.
It is. It's got speed coverage. He's got the ability to play all over the second level. Tennessee needs kind of a modern defensive style type of player, and I think no pun intended, Sonny Styles is the answer.
Is this the guy that the Cowboys are rumored to want, like to potentially trade up and get?
Yes.
How likely is that?
I mean, they have the ammo that with pick 20 and pick 12, but I'm pretty sure they don't have a second round pick. So I think the one swap would be is they would, trade 20 and 12 to get up to 3 and maybe something next year to sweeten the deal. But yeah, they would love Sonny Styles.
There you go. 4 picks in.
14 to go.
That's right. It's the 69th annual Power Trip NFL mock draft.
You can watch it on KFAN.com/watch. We'll do pick 5 with Sauce and the New York Giants after this on The Fan.
Hear from Vikings players and head coach Kevin O'Connell.
That's right. Thank you. We are 4 picks into our 69th annual NFL mock draft. And everybody's in here. The experts are everywhere. Everybody right now patting Parker on the back, flipping the bird at Alec Lewis. It's a crazy thing.
Pretty standard.
Hitting on Lieber. Just pretty standard.
Charges here.
Charges back here. Yeah. Bragging about Utah. He's got 19 wives. Did you guys know he's up to 19?
Wow. That's why he moved.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
It's 19 times the chores and 1x the sex.
Yeah.
Wow. Well said.
That sounds familiar.
Charge is back.
Took Charge 26 minutes to get there.
Yeah, man.
Charge is the best. All right. So let's continue, shall we? We're through 4 picks. We're up to pick 5. Sauce, this is your Christmas.
Yes, sir.
I think you love what? Your son and your wife more than the NFL draft.
And donuts.
And donuts.
He was thinking about it, though. You can see.
What about the Manny's ribeye?
Oh, good point. My son and the Manny's ribeye are 1A and 1B. Yeah.
Do you like mock drafts or your wife more?
My wife.
You hesitated. Okay.
You make me nervous.
Pick 5 is the New York Giants and Sauce.
Hello.
Hi.
This is the Giants. They need a lot. This is a team that could go a lot of ways. There's late steam that they might take wide receiver Jordan Tyson at this pick. They might just wait around and see if Jeremiah Love falls to them. But in this situation, a lot of people are saying that this guy is the next Micah Parsons. They have Kayvon Thibodeau, who they will probably trade if this is the pick they make. But they are going to, with their first pick at number 5, they are going to take Arvell Reese, the edge / kind of linebacker out of Ohio State. He has a ton of talent. They love to rush the passer. They have a lot of elite players. They took the kid from Penn State last year with pick 3. With this pick, Abdul Carter, he's been okay, but you can pair these two together and it will be a very great tandem with Arvell Reese being the 5th overall pick to the New York / New Jersey Giants.
You are electric.
Thank you.
Anyone?
I'll jump in. It's a luxury pick. I mean, a lot of people think Reese is going to go 2. So, I mean, this is best player available. They don't necessarily need ends, but if you feel like he's going to be special, and most people do, that's great. What I love about Reese is not just that he's a really, really talented athlete and pass rusher, but super rangy and in coverage. He's fantastic. He's one of those few defensive ends where you feel good putting him on a tight end or a slot receiver even for a short period of time. So a special player. He does not have a long history of starting. You're going to have to develop him over time, but absolutely could go to the Giants at 5.
Yeah, I was just going to say just to piggyback off the luxury. I mean, they did address some of their issues in free agency. I mean, they have Darnell Mooney now. They did kind of beef up their offensive line with Faalele. So they have done a good job of adding some guys, even on defense, with Tremaine Edmonds and Greg Newsome. So they do have the luxury, especially now with the extra pick at 10, to just go best player available. This guy, like you said, he's kind of a freak. I think he is a little scheme specific, which is probably the reason why I chose Bailey over him as the pick number 2. It's very possible, and I'm not going to try to like put picks in Sauce's mouth because that's kind of gross. But you know, if they are looking for offensive line help, because John Runyon and John Michael Schmitz they have 1 year left on their deals. The Vega Ioane,
I love that guy.
He probably is going to be available at 10, which would make a little bit more sense. So they kind of get the best of both worlds here.
Nordo has their 10th pick. We'll let him pronounce that name. So yeah, no, I don't mean you, but like I didn't want to pronounce the name, so we'll have him do it at 10.
I will say this: I was texting with someone who they're picking in the top 10. He said the Giants pick is crucial for everybody below. He said anything is possible after 8 because I think good players with top first-round grades are gone after that. So that pick seems to be like the pivot point probably after Jeremiah Love.
Just for fun, Sauce. And here with his best attempt to pronounce the guy you were just talking about is the fan, Sauce.
Hold on, I wrote it down hypothetically.
You wrote it down hypothetically?
And here's
you may or may not have written it down.
Sauce. I know that you wrote down and tried to pronounce his whole first name.
Yeah.
But I do think everybody just calls him Vega.
Yeah.
So if you want to just go cheap on it, you can just say Vega and then the
Don't do
last
that.
name. But I do want to hear the whole first name.
Hypothetically, do it.
You never go half.
It's phonetically. Ready, Sauce?
Me?
Yeah, give it your best shot.
I'm pretty sure it's Oliva Venga Yaoni.
Yeah,
That's it. Nailed it.
Yeah, I think it's Oliva Venga.
No, he was mouthing it before he said it.
Duty EB.
It's Oliva Venga Yawoni, something like that.
Uoni, I think it's how
Yeah.
I think how you say
Yeah.
it. Uoni?
Yeah.
Wow.
Have everybody do it, Captain.
I'm just glad you gave your best effort.
Thank you.
It's very like
Well,
you.
it's today and today only.
Anyway.
Yeah, hypothetically anyway.
Let's move on.
Thank you.
Pick 6 goes to the Cleveland Browns and Greg Swedberg.
They could literally sit here for all 8 minutes and not be able to make a decision because all the players that are kind of right in this range are the players that they need. They have a tremendous need at offensive line. They have a tremendous need at wide receiver. There's a hometown wide receiver that they could take, but I think there's more wide receivers later in the draft. A lot of people. I just saw a mock that moved the Georgia tackle Freeling to Cleveland, but I don't think that's the pick. I think, and I just saw another report that the guy that I want to take here has a herniated disc. It's Managoa from Miami.
Miami, yeah.
Is that he has a herniated disc, but that's the kind of information that comes up really late in this process where someone's trying to talk somebody else out of taking him. So
you think phonetically that's a smokescreen?
Hypothetically, phonetically. Yeah,
he wasn't even listening. I tried to rip him and he wasn't paying attention.
I think they take Mauagoa. I think they take the best offensive lineman, and it might be Paul's guy, but I think that in this case, Mauagoa has not given up a sack forever. He's technically probably the best guy for offensive tackle, and they really won't be able to get a great offensive tackle in round 2. So take him here.
All right. Anybody else have thoughts on him?
Well, they did add Titus Howard, the right tackle, in free agency, so they may not see this as a huge need. With Ruben Bain on the board, pairing him up with Myles Garrett, I think would be, outstanding. You look at what Bain did in Miami when he had Mesidor on the other side. Who are you going to block in that situation? So, until they get their quarterback situation figured out and their offense figured out, they might just have to have their calling card be defense. And boy, they could bolster their defense really well if they added Ruben Bain here too.
But their offense just sucks, and you can't blame it all on a quarterback. They don't have personnel at wide receiver.
Yeah.
Their offensive line sucks. It's
the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Alec wrote that wonderful piece about the Vikings not being able to draft. Could have written it about Cleveland.
I will say Andrew Berry is always they trade back all the time. They love trading back. So.
Well, and it's very likely here too because there's a lot of guys in the next 6 picks that they'd love to have.
Yeah.
All right. Pick 7 goes to the Commanders and Paul Charchian.
I am Adam Peters, the general manager of the Washington Commanders. I drafted Jaden Daniels a couple of years ago, but my fragile quarterback missed half of the season, and my defense was arguably the league's worst last year. The Commanders need help at wide receiver, cornerback, safety, edge rusher, and running back. We're looking through all the available players, and we are going to choose Ohio State safety Caleb Downs. Our current safeties are Nick Cross and Will Harris, who have PFF grades as safety 122 and safety 131 from last year. Washington allowed the 5th most passing yards, the 3rd most passing touchdowns last year. They got to get better there, and Caleb Downs might be the safest defensive player in this draft. So we're taking Caleb Downs to the Washington Commanders.
And I know everybody in the whole world thinks Thieneman's a perfect replacement for Harrison Smith. No, Caleb Downs is a perfect replacement for Harrison Smith. He literally sets culture. He's super smart. This is the one guy in the whole draft I wish the Vikings would trade up for.
Yeah, well,
because he is just that good, and it's also crucial if he is drafted this high. There's other teams that need safeties between here and the Vikings, so you may not get to Thieneman if he goes this early.
And winning 5 meaningless games would have helped. If you had lost a few of those games, you may have just been able to select Caleb Downs on your own.
I think this is a home run pick because there are a lot of actual NFL draft experts that have Caleb Downs as the best player in the draft,
right?
Regardless of position. So the fact that Durante Jones gets to go take his version of Harrison Smith and literally have to do nothing as far as moving up the boards or anything. They just get to have one of the best players in the whole draft just land to them at their pick. I mean, this is a no-brainer. You chew up 30 seconds on your selection clock and you run right to the podium and make this pick.
And I get like these safeties fall every single year, but I mean, Kyle Hamilton fell. The guy's phenomenal. Brian Branch fell. The guy's incredible. Like I don't understand. At some point, Nick Saban was on the air yesterday, and Caleb Downs played at Alabama to start his career, just raving about every aspect of him as a player. So yeah, I mean Durante to have a guy who could just anchor that defense from a smarts perspective would be kind of a no-brainer. So I would love that.
I'll mention one other thing about Caleb Downs. I could see him going even earlier to the Giants. John Harbaugh's had these great safeties, right? That have just keyed his entire defenses for years, including Kyle Hamilton now. I would not be surprised if Downs went as early as pick 5.
All right. Pick number 8 is the Saints and Dave Sinekin.
What's up, fellas? We were one of those teams actively trying to move up. Mickey Loomis has made 25 trades, I believe. They've all been moving up. He loves to move up. Jeremiah Love would have been great next to Travis Etienne, but that didn't work out. So we're sitting here at 8. There's a lot of friction back and forth. Do we go offense? Do we go defense? Could take the top cornerback in the room and add him. He was just playing down the road at LSU. He's under consideration, but we found a quarterback last year who basically, as the year went on, showed that he might be the guy, even though we had no guys for him to throw to. So we're going to find, oddly enough, the best receiver in the draft who wasn't even the best receiver on his college team, and that's Ohio State's Carnell Tate, who projects to be a Chris Olave duplicate, and he just happens to be on the team to show him the ropes. So we're going to pair Olave with another Ohio State guy, Carnell Tate, give Tyler Shugg the best receiver in the draft, and start building an offense and get Saints fans excited about what might become a team in that division that can actually rise from the ashes. So Carnell Tate's the Saints pick.
Wow.
Chris Olave's had, 4 known diagnosed concussions, and then the rest of the group of wide receivers are Mason Tipton and Kevin Austin and Bub Means.
That's a terrible.
So, they need receiver depth badly there.
Yeah, and they signed Travis Etienne as a running back in the offseason. So they're trying to solidify that offense and make it a little bit more well-rounded. And they saw what happened when they traded Rashid Shaheed to Seattle, and they're like, we probably need a complement to our wide receiver group. So yeah, this is the right pick with Carnell Tate.
All right, Nordo goes back-to-back after this. He'll pick 9th for the Chiefs, then 10th for the Giants as the Power Trip mock draft rolls on after this on The Fan.
That's right. Here we are. And there's food here. So we lost everybody.
Yeah, they're all wandering back in.
Yeah.
They were taking a peek
They're
at the
chewing.
food first.
Eating,
Yep.
talking.
Yep. They're
Nordo's
trying to
on the
get
clock.
Nordo situated because he's got the next 2 picks. We're doing like the snake draft.
Took him a long time to find a place to park the motorcycles.
Yeah. Did you park our motorcycles downstairs, Nordo?
God, we are so fat. Unbelievable.
Did you guys see the T-shirts on social media? People were photoshopping your faces. So
good. Oh, I hope Barb saw that. We should sell those.
I think they would sell a
I'm
ton.
open to it.
Yeah.
Well,
who knows?
I'm leaning into it.
You're the best.
Yeah, I'm very hungry right now, in fact.
Nordo, I don't know if you've been following along or not, but let me go through it quickly for the listeners as well. First pick was Mendoza. That was just a lock. We didn't even have somebody make that selection. So Mendoza went 1. Lieber took David Bailey 2nd with the Jets. Alec Lewis took Jeremiah Love 3rd for the Cardinals. Styles went 4th with Parker and the Titans. Sauce took Reese at the Giants. Bosberg, how do you say your guy's name out of Miami?
Maui Goa.
Sure, we'll go with that. He was pick 6 with the Browns.
Francis.
Yeah, Francis.
His friends
Who
call him
drafts a
Cece. Francis.
Charge took Caleb Downs 7th for the Commanders, and then the last pick before the break, Carnell Tate, Sinekin, and the Saints. But Nordo, you pick 9th for the Chiefs and 10th with the Giants. When the mock draft machine started a couple months ago, everybody thought Jeremiah Love was the lock at 9.
Yeah.
Then they signed Kenneth Walker, and now all the mocks have Jeremiah Love going way, way earlier. So what do the Kansas City Chiefs, in whatever window they have left with Patrick Mahomes, what do you do at pick 9?
All the intense research that I've done / just looking at mock drafts and copying and regurgitating information, they need a lot of help, right? They got rid of both their corners in free. They traded one and then lost Jalen Watson in free agency. Whether it's the Tyquan Thorntons of the world, Rashee Rice, can Xavier Worthy be a number 1 offensively? They need those issues. They need to protect their guy that just had a nasty injury. So with pick 9, I'm going to try to pronounce this the best I can. Vega or Olava Vega, Ioane.
Just ask Sauce.
He'll be pick number 9 to
Sauce
the
nailed it.
Chiefs. So he will bolster that offensive line. Josh Simmons, their left tackle, rookie from last year. I think he missed like half the season. They got some L's on the right side that they can fix with a guy that's nasty and an elite pass protector. So Ioane to the Chiefs.
Penn State. All right. Anybody have strong opinions outside of how he pronounced the name?
This guy is like Quentin Nelson. I mean, he's kind of a sure thing. Doesn't give up a lot of pressure at all. He's vicious. He moves forward. I think it's a great pick. It's a little earlier than I thought he'd go, but I think it's a great pick.
You love O-line.
Seriously, I do.
Last 2 years, Pat, the Chiefs' seasons have ended, one in a Super Bowl where they could not protect Patrick Mahomes at all. Mahomes at all. And then last year, Mahomes got hurt and their season ended. The offensive line simply needs to get better. You mentioned cornerback is a huge gaping need, but it might be easier to fill that later in the draft. So, yeah, I mean, the move makes sense, and this team goes as far as Patrick Mahomes can take it. So anything you can do to keep Patrick Mahomes upright would be it makes sense.
I don't have it.
Go ahead.
I don't have it in front of me. Where's their second pick at? Like it's 28, 29?
29.
Like 29?
Yeah.
I mean, then that's where you get into, the cornerback territory.
Colton Hood.
Some
it
of
would
those
make
names
sense,
will start
or
unveiling
even receiver.
themselves.
I mean, a lot of people have been
receiver
mocking
as well.
Concepcion from Texas A&M could go all the way down there.
It's fun to say.
What kind of a physical presence is this Vega character?
A massive physical presence.
Ballpark it.
That can fill. You mean from a physical size standpoint? Sure. He's got to be 6'3". He's probably 325.
That's a huge bitch.
Yeah. We need a third motorcycle.
You weren't actually that far off. 6'4", 320, according to ESPN. It's a big dude, man.
A little bit shorter.
All right.
Fatter. That's me.
Wheeling and dealing, right? Dexter Lawrence moves off the New York Giants. He goes to Cincinnati, but the Giants pick up pick 10.
Yeah. You put Arvell Reese on him at 5, I believe. So in these circumstances, now I'll be the idiot in the room, which is normal for me, but I still feel like if there was any way that John Harbaugh could find his way to Jeremiah Love, like speaking in the real draft, not in terms of the mock draft, but if they could find their way up, including leveraging this pick right here, I feel like that just looks so perfect with trying to bolster behind Jackson Dart. Malik Neighbors is going to be healthy, get love with Scadaboo. Scadaboo's got an expiration date with the way he plays. With that said, I'm throwing darts with pick 10. Offensive line could be an option for them. They're really disappointed that Caleb Downs is gone. They loved him. Really, they were hoping to go Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs with these picks, so they're very sad. What they are going to do, and among many needs on this team, they're going to go with Jordan Tyson. They're going to go with Jordan Tyson with pick 10. They're going to add a high-end weapon that Jackson Dart can use in year 2 and pair him up with Malik Neighbors and just get weird in Harbaugh's first year with the Giants.
So I was watching SportsCenter this morning, Paul Charchian. We can start with you. And I forget the new guy that used to be who's the new McShay?
Charles Manson?
No, not
Matt
Chuck
Miller.
Murder. Yeah, Matt Miller.
Yeah, he's great.
Matt Miller says the hot late steam is that Jordan Tyson is the target at 5, not 10. That's how much the Giants like him, and they're not willing to gamble that he's going to fall to 10. That they might pick him at pick 5. So I don't think you're wrong at 10. I think they like him, but maybe even higher up.
He's the steamy late mover, right? Every draft's got the steamy late mover, and Tyson is
Hawkstad
definitely
loves
that guy.
movie.
But a lot of the times when it's the smoke this late, it's all misdirection. I don't think Tyson is I don't think Tyson is in the same category as Carnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon, maybe even Omar Cooper, who I really like. But the late steam suggests that this is the area he's going to go in. I personally, I don't love it here. I would like him later in the draft, but. Yeah, this is if you believe all that late steam, Tyson goes here.
Here's the injuries that Jordan Tyson has had. In 2022, he had a multi-ligament knee injury when he was at Colorado. He broke his collarbone 2 years ago and missed the end of the season. And then he missed 3 games last season due to hamstring injuries.
Doctor said I need a backiotomy. You're fat.
What?
Whoa.
Wow,
And he needs a backiotomy. Ben, do you have a hot take on Jordan Tyson?
No, not a hot take, but I'll just, what Sauce just did is exactly why I think a lot of people have him lower on the draft boards. I'm sure that there's a red dot by his name on a lot of draft boards, meaning that he's got medical issues, he's got a medical history. If all those things check out, I think skill-wise and talent-wise, the guy, he's worthy of a top 10 pick, or the Giants at this selection. I think going all the way up to 5 is a little much. But I think the talent is there. It's just, does your medical staff and your coaches feel like he's going to be available for 17 games on a consistent basis? If that's a yes, then that's a tremendous pick at that spot.
All right, can we do something kind of dumb because we're still 8 picks away, but let's just pause quickly here, not in terms of commercial breaks, but just in terms of mentally. If you're the Vikings, if you're Rob Brzezinski, and these are the first 10 names off the board, are we in line with what we thought? Are we panicking? Are we happy? Where are we at after 10 picks from a Vikings perspective? Anybody?
I think this is nothing that's happened right now with us in this room is shocking to what the Vikings haven't prepared for. I mean, they've gone through the exercise and the mental gymnastics of, people trading and all this other stuff, which could possibly happen. Obviously, we're not doing trades, but the guys themselves being selected off the board, they're expecting these guys to be off the board.
And I think it starts to get interesting for Rob and them. Like the meme of leaning forward in your chair, probably when the Cowboys, if they're still picking at 12, what do they do? Do they draft defense? Would they do Thieneman that high? And then the Rams are a wild card this year. The Ravens, they're going to be in play for a lot of guys, and then the Bucks. So that's really, I think it really 12 is when you start to lock in.
So no one's concerned. Charge, no concern so far from a Vikings perspective through 10.
This is pretty chalky, and all the cornerbacks are still left. So, that if for those that feel like cornerback is where the Vikings should go, that, no surprises here, and that whole position's available.
All right. Dave Sinekin, pick 11 in the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, shrewd to give me this pick because the Dolphins are now Green Bay South with John Eric Sullivan at GM and Jeff Hafley at head coach. So we have a pretty good finger on the pulse of what the Dolphins are going to do.
Good job, Sauce.
Needs everywhere. They've kind of started over. They have 7 of the first 94 picks. So we got a chance to add a lot of players to this Dolphins roster. Since it's Green Bay South, skill position's not even on the radar right now for the Dolphins at pick 11. But there's some names that definitely intrigue us. We could use offensive line help. Spencer Fano was circled on our board. If he was there, he was likely going to be the guy. But we see a defensive player sitting there, and Jeff Hafley is standing on the table right now and saying, give me this piece to my new defense in Miami. He doesn't have to travel far to visit us because he's maybe a few miles away. Ruben Bain's still on the board, and he is a ferocious, nasty edge rusher, defensive player to add to this team. And, we saw what he did for the Hurricanes. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he makes up for it in nastiness. And I think Hafley wants to add some nasty to this defense, and Ruben Bain sitting here at 11 is something they did not expect. So they are going to happily swipe him, make him the first piece of the new Jeff Hafley defense in Miami.
He's actually here. Ruben Bain is here. I booked him.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill people.
No, that's Max. All right.
Anybody?
Ruben Bain, anybody
Go
have
ahead,
strong
Lieber
opinions?
Lieber loves him, right? You love him?
No, well, the funny thing is when Sauce and I were doing our little mock draft, either the first time or the second draft show, we talked about the fact that Ruben Bain would slide down the boards. Now, I think in our hypotheticals, he slid further than this, but I think there are some question marks about him. I think he has to be paired with another stud on the other side. I don't think that he's able to take over and just be like a pure Micah Parsons type of guy that can just be a game wrecker. But I definitely think for the way this is shaking out, yeah, the Dolphins could use help everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are looking for just best player available, and this in Ruben Bain is the best player available in this situation.
Ben, do you think the arm length stuff matters? Like, there's so much talk, 31-inch arms, 32, 31 and an 8. It's unbelievable. But, like, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't know, obviously, how much it actually
I
matters.
think it's always with everything in life. It's always the extremes. If he has T-Rex arms, I think it's a problem, right? But I think if it's lower than the average and less than the average, then I don't think it's that big of an issue. It's how, with pass rushers, it's more about your get off and your ability to bend around corners and to be flexible. And I think that he's shown enough of that. Is a long arm going to be part of his game? Probably not. But has he shown a way to get around that just with his tenacity? For sure. So I don't think it's going to be an issue for him.
All right, should we do one more and then break?
No, we should break right now. We should break right now.
Well, it sounds like when we come back, it's kind of the pivotal pick because if the Cowboys stay put, Charch might devastate the Vikings' hopes. We'll see. Charch will pick for the Cowboys after this. The Power Trip mock draft returns after this on The Fan.
800
to the 69th annual NFL mock draft.
That's right. They're all here. Nordo, Cinny, Charch, Bosberg, Saucy, of course. Parker's here. Lieber, Alec Lewis is here. PA will be in just a little bit. Cast of Thousands making your picks.
Actually, none of them are here. They're all out in the hallway eating. It's just
Barbecue.
Zach and Charch and you and me.
That's it.
That's pretty much on brand.
Yeah.
The entire fan staff is in the
Just
hallway
eating.
round, including the guy who knows the show.
Yeah, I know.
He's on the radio show with us every day, and he's out there completely oblivious to the fact that we're back on the radio right now.
No, just shoving his face.
Our boss, big boss, is out there eating food right now.
Yep.
Now, and where they are in the hallway right here,
right out
there
here.
are two large red lights indicating that we are on
Back on
air,
the air.
right now.
Yeah.
My favorite part was Sauce was getting up to go get barbecue, 10 minutes ago? And Parker goes, "You look hungry."
Did he really?
We were just talking about these ribs that are out there, and I asked Sauce when was the last time he saw his ribs.
Oh, my God.
That's a huge bitch.
And he said it was the day he was born.
When's Max back?
He's right here. I don't know what you're talking about.
How's the food?
Unbelievable.
Oh, my God. It's, me. I say a lot of things. That's the best barbecue I've ever had in my life, and I'm not kidding.
The flavors are melting on my tongue.
That's gonorrhea, buddy.
Yeah, that's gonorrhea.
Sauce, you should take a picture. Say, "This is Sean Luca, and this is the best barbecue I've ever had." Arrivederci.
Brilliant. I'll
off
take
to
it with
Tuscany.
John, the owner. I'll stand next to John. Yeah, we have to do that. Yeah, we should
Arrivederci.
all do it. We should all stand by John.
Excellent.
Yeah, good bit.
We cannot stop
Off
making
to
fun
Tuscany.
of him, even when there's no
As
reason
someone who
for it.
grew up in the South eating barbecue, it's incredible.
Let's
I
go.
can't believe it.
Nice.
Can
Well,
I just say that I've never, first time in my life, I've never had barbecue and coffee at the same time. But I'm so thankful that I'm having this right now.
Wow. Well, I hope
It's
you
a
guys,
good pairing.
I hope you guys don't mind, but we're trying to do a radio show while you're having breakfast. Could we get back to the pouch of my draft? Yay!
Yeah, and again, according to the experts, this is the key pick, right? If everybody stays put, if this falls exactly like this, if the Vikings are watching anything, they're watching pick 12 and what the crazy Cowboys do. And Paul Charchian will make the pick for the Cowboys.
I am the skeletal remains of Jerry Jones, general manager of the Dallas Cowboys. I've made countless roster blunders, and my last 3 drafts have not yielded any exceptional players. And I traded away the league's best defensive player, Micah Parsons, last year. My team has won just 1 playoff game since 2018 and has not advanced out of the divisional round since 1995.
How is that possible?
But since I own the team, I will never face accountability, and I certainly don't have to worry about any internal insurrection because the second in command is my son. My lack of accountability has led to countless team needs for Dallas, including Micah Parsons' replacement at edge, cornerback, safety, running back, and right tackle. Looking at the board here, Cowboys ranked dead last in passing yards allowed and passing touchdowns allowed last year, and both outside cornerback positions are available. Trayvon Diggs bombed last year. So we are going to attack the cornerback position and take the best available cornerback in this draft, Mansour Delane from LSU. He is a great coverage cornerback, very good in zone specifically, tremendous ball skills, 18 passes defended in the last 2 years, reads quarterbacks well, ball skills, and we are taking the best cornerback off the board and start rebuilding that Dallas secondary.
Great pick by Charch. This is a pick where if he gets to 8, right in front of the Chiefs, the Cowboys could move up with some of the ammo they have to get him. If they stay at 12 and get Mansour Delane, this would be an outstanding pick by them.
A lot of people think that whenever the corners start to go, at least the first corner, then there will be a short, small run on corners because I think this is a kind of a top-heavy draft for corners. So this could sort of be the first domino for the next couple of teams of like, okay, we better just go ahead and grab our guy because there are a lot of teams that need corner, and there's only a few out there that probably have a higher first-round grade.
I love this player, and I think he's going to be in play at 8 with the Saints too. It's obviously down the road, but it would be a safe pick. Guy's a great player.
Do we think, though, in reality, that the Cowboys are going to package their picks and move up?
Definitely think it's a possibility. them getting in that like 6 range with the Browns makes a ton of sense, but we'll see. They don't have a ton of day 2 picks, so
I don't know if we've really talked about this whole NFL draft strategy, and I do think that there's a bet out there, Sauce, that we need to take on this.
Sure.
I know that a lot of people think that there's going to be a lot of trades in this draft, but we all know that it takes 2 to tango, and I just don't know how many teams are willing to give up draft equity this year and possibly next year to move up for what a lot of people think is a good draft, not great or elite draft. So who would the Cowboys want to package up to move up 5, 6, 7 spots to? Like, who's worth it for them that's going to make that much of a difference? If it's not a guy like Jeremiah Love.
Caleb Downs, Ben, would be, to me, Caleb Downs would be the one guy for Dallas.
Okay, so there's one guy.
Or Sonny Styles. I think you look at Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, or potentially Jordan Tyson, the receiver. But again, with the risk of that guy, you're going to package multiple picks to trade up for a guy who's navigated the injuries. That's just can't be the most intelligent move, but these teams don't do intelligent
And
things.
anybody who would trade one of next year's draft picks is insane because there's so many quarterbacks that are available next year. To give anything away, who knows if your season's going to fall apart and you need a quarterback. You cannot give up a pick from next year.
I think the teams like the Cowboys and who have certified starting quarterbacks would be willing to move these picks. I think the rumor of why there might be a lot of trades is there's so many teams with multiple picks. I think it's 6 that have multiple picks in this draft that then wouldn't have to give up the equity in next year's draft. So that's where I think the trade rumor comes in. And I think it all starts at the 3rd pick, right? If that pick's moved, and then you see some of these defensive ends that fall down the board a little, that's where I think you could also see some movement. But what Chart said, Caleb Downs, if they went up to 8 to get him, that might not be the worst idea because you'd have to get in front of the Giants if they don't take him at 5, and you'd probably have to get in front of the Chiefs. They might take him at 9.
Right. You are electric.
Thanks, man.
You really are.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, Ben's former team, the Rams, at pick 13 with Greg Swedberg.
Yeah, people talk about the Cowboys maybe wrecking the Vikings draft. It's possible the Rams could too. The Rams have a lot of – that's a team that's not that far away. And they have an awful lot of good players and no really glaring needs. They could use another receiver. You got some players around here on the offensive line that maybe would be helpful for them. You could take Sadiq at tight end and add to a very good offense. Or maybe you have a certain safety rated high up on your board, and you just take the best player available when other teams don't. In this case, we'll make it easy on them. We'll take the wide receiver from their hometown. We'll take Mekhi Lemon to pair with them. He'll adds another piece to their puzzle. Gives Stafford someone to throw to in his last couple of years here. So I think this pick could go in a lot of different directions. So I just figured stay in town. And by the way, I'd just like to reach out now to the Reddit community. I really would like to be ripped on Reddit today because you rip everybody else on the damn show. I'd like to be ripped too.
Oh, that's very sweet.
For what? Handsomeness?
Virility?
I think there is some steam that the Rams would either stay at this pick or move back and take Ty Simpson because I think they realize like the team that they have built could win them a Super Bowl if they all stay healthy. The Mekhi Lemon pick is, again, like the Giants pick at pick 5. It's an absolute luxury pick. You don't need wide receiver, but you could build an offense that could dominate people. I think there's late steam that the Rams love Ty Simpson, and he might go as high as 13. Something to watch.
Ooh.
If he goes as high as 13, that would be crazy. It would, in my opinion. I think it could have. I wouldn't say it's never say never. I just don't think he is suited for that level of spot. But I do think the back end of the first round, you're probably going to see Ty Simpson because there are going to be multiple teams kind of lurking.
Yeah, Miami's got that 30 pick.
I look at whose steam that is. Is that his agent's steam saying?
Yeah, it might be. But yeah, there were a bunch of people yesterday on ESPN that I love that were like, no one, I think it even might have been our guy, Tom Pelissero. No one loves Ty Simpson more than the Rams. So something to watch.
We referenced it earlier, but a lot of you guys were not in the room yet. Tom Pelissero with Rich Eisen yesterday said Carson Beck is like the late hot quarterback that's climbing the boards and might be a late first-round pick, a sneaky late first. Yeah. That'd
be shocking.
Everyone's loving Carson Beck behind the scenes.
That sounds like Carson Beck's agent, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Tom's pretty plugged in.
Yeah, Tom's pretty connected.
Pretty connected.
I can't imagine Tom would say that without a pretty high level
Mm-hmm.
understanding of what teams would do. Probably in the top. I would, that one in like the second round wouldn't surprise me, because he is. I mean, if you're looking for like smart mind, he is that. And he's played a lot of football, so he checks that box. And there is a crazy fall off after Fernando Mendoza, so it's kind of a pick your flavor at that point.
All right.
But back to the first round would be nuts.
All right, we're getting closer. Ravens at 14. That's the fans, Paul Lambert.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Cool.
This is a pick that tonight will probably wreck your dreams of this guy landing at pick 18 because they love throwing to this position. They have a old Mark Andrews. Isaiah Likely left and went to the Giants. I think if you are watching tonight and you want this guy, this is the pick. It starts where he might go. And I will take, with the Ravens' 14th overall pick, tight end Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon.
Oh.
Makes a lot of sense. They let Isaiah Likely go in free agency. I saw some mention Mark Andrews, I think 31 years old. And it's the drop off at the position, at the tight end position, is dramatic. There is exactly one player who's viewed as an elite prospect. So if you don't get him, you're kind of, then you got a developmental guy after that. So I think it makes sense. You frequently see Sadiq going right here to Baltimore, and it all adds up. It's a very, very logical spot.
Ben, this is your guy, right? Wouldn't you say this is your favorite player in the draft? Is that accurate or not? Or close?
Yeah, one of my favorite players. Yeah.
How buzzkill would this be for you if he goes 4 picks before us?
Not surprising. I mean, I was actually shocked if he's there at 18. So, if he is picked a couple slots before, I'm like, well, this is kind of where I thought he was going to go, and a lot of people thought he was going to go. So he's super talented, and I think the misconception with him is everybody just sees like this straight up athlete. The guy can be inline tight end to block as well. He's a very willing blocker. He shows a lot of grit and toughness. So I think he's kind of the complete player as long as he can be more consistent with his hands. So this is a great selection based on what the Ravens need.
And doesn't it seem like the Ravens always are in the exact right place to get the exact right
Doesn't
player?
it?
Yeah,
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Alec, do you believe the Vikings would be more than interested in Sadiq if he was available at 18?
Yeah, I do. And it's just, when you're picking in the first round, you want a blue chip, Pro Bowl, all pro caliber player. And there aren't a ton of those guys in this draft. Sadiq can definitely be that guy. If this happens, I mean, it's going to be interesting to me at this point. Then it's pretty, I mean, unless someone snags Dylan Thieneman, everyone who's mocked him for 5 months now finds out, is this the guy they loved? Or if they trade back with him on the board, what does that say? I think that would be pretty telling. So yeah, if Sadiq is there at 18, I mean, my eyes will be trained heavily on it.
All right, Sadiq goes 14th to the Ravens, but pick 15, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Parker Fox. Hi, Parker.
Hey, guys. Good to talk to you. Tampa Bay, kind of in a weird middle ground, hence why they have the 15th pick. Not bad enough to rebuild, but not a contender right now. Defense lost a lot of key pieces, especially at the linebacker and corner. They don't have really a true pass rush. So with the 15th pick, going to go with Kendrick Falk out of Auburn. I think he's the answer to the defense. He brings size, power, and enough pass rush to make sense in the middle. Tampa's kind of they need that physical presence, and he's got a lot of upside. So a young guy, Kendrick Falk out of Auburn.
Anyone?
That's who I had going there.
Do I love him? I think it all depends on where he's at on the defensive line. I look at his rare size. He's a big dude. he doesn't show as much consistent twitch off the line. Like, to me, he's not a pure pass rusher. Like, if you're looking for just a 3-down defensive end, I think he's the guy. I think he's a good player. If you're looking at him for as the new position of being an edge player, I don't think that he's that guy just on third down and just in passing situations. So you are getting more snaps out of this guy. I just think that he lacks some of the the rare skills that some of these elite pass rushers have. But he's still a good solid player.
You made it sound like his size is somewhat abnormal.
I think he's 6'6", 275 pounds.
That's a huge bitch.
Wow.
Freak.
He's a freak.
And he's sponsored by Canes, getting ready for draft day. So
You should go number 1.
Yep.
You should go number 1.
If he has to go to the bathroom, he will.
I said we get through all the picks to the Vikings in this segment. Okay?
Yeah, let's go through these last two as well. So the Jets. Ben, you picked them second. You took David Bailey second with the New York Jets. You're on the clock again with the New York Jets at pick 16. What do they do here?
Okay, so I can already hear Charch. He's going to scream at me, and it's going to be okay. Okay,
I love that.
I know it. I'm expecting it, and I suppose this is everybody's opportunity on Reddit. If you want to go after me, then go after me. I think that they are going to look receiver at this position. They need to get more production on the outside, and there is one receiver that's right on the board right now that is probably too high for him because he's a lot of mocks for late in the first round. He flat out gets open all the time. Has one of the highest, yards per completion and reception in college football. He also returns punts. Like, to me, Casey Concepcion, the receiver from Texas A&M. I know he gets a lot of news because of his speech impediment and his ability to kind of rise above it. This dude is flat out just a great football player, and I think that he's deserving to go in this spot and just kind of be an offensive weapon for the Jets.
There's a lot of people who have mocked Omar Cooper Jr. from Indiana at this spot. I don't. From everything I understand, like, that is not going to happen. Concepcion is electric, so I like it, Ben. Good job.
Thank you.
They need receiver help, right? I mean, you got Garrett Wilson and nobody. So, it certainly fills a huge need. You could trade back and still get Concepcion, and that's, and maybe they do that. I see a guy who's still raw, a lot of drops, a lot of body catches, but you get you iron those things out, and you've got an amazing athlete, just super fluid, who can be used all over the field and just hard cuts to get separation and very productive. There's a lot to like here. I don't know that the Jets need to take him all the way up at 16, but it certainly fills a need for this team.
I think the Jets were waiting to get one of the 3 best receivers to fall to him at this place. So this is a little bit of a reach, but they have a tremendous need, like Ben says.
I'll also say this. If you're watching tonight and you're waiting for Sadiq at 18, and Sadiq hasn't been picked, and you get to 16, and the Jets take him, like, that's not going to be the most surprising thing to me either. So they're another landmine in the Sadiq watch, I would say.
Sinekin, quickly, because Concepcion is on this little big board here on ESPN.com, is the 6th-ranked wide receiver. Denzel Boston from Washington is 4th, and then Omar Cooper Jr., which you guys just mentioned, from Indiana, is 5th. Omar Cooper Jr., again, you watched every snap. Your thoughts? Is he worthy of a 16th or so pick?
He made the play of the year in college football, right? The Penn State catch. That's going to live on forever. But he's not a one-trick pony. He's a guy that'll go in this range. I think Pittsburgh's a logical landing spot for him. I think they're going to be in the wide receiver derby. I don't have any issue. I think Concepcion has more upside. I remember his grandpa was a shortstop for the Reds, Davey, wasn't he? Or is that a different family? I remember Davey Concepcion from my big Red days in the 70s.
I'm with you.
I like Omar Cooper a lot because he steps up in big moments, and he's a first-round pick. It's funny, my son Jackson, who just graduated from IU, just texted me literally a second ago, I cannot believe Omar is a projected top 15 to 20 pick, because they had Elijah Surratt at Indiana, who they call the Waffle House because he's always open. Charlie Becker emerged late. They had a lot of talent there, but Cooper was the guy they trusted to make the big catch and the big play. And, I think this is about the range he goes, but I have no issue with Concepcion because I do think he's got a higher ceiling.
Fair enough. All right, last pick before we take a break and then do the Vikings pick at 18 after this. Alec Lewis picks for the Detroit Lions at pick 17.
Feels like tackle. Just has to be tackle. I'll take the Alabama gigantic man whose measurables I probably need to Google.
Just ballpark it for me.
Yeah, just guess.
Yeah, Caden Proctor is his name from Alabama.
Just guess.
And yeah, he's massive.
Approximately how massive?
I think it's like 360 pounds, but he's been anywhere up to like 380. So, yeah, the Lions, of course, are going to take a tackle. They're going to replace some of the guys they've lost. I think Taylor Decker. They might move Penei Sewell to left, and then he could play right. So makes sense to me.
Alec, why not go Spencer Fano here?
I'm not going to pretend to be an elite offensive tackle analyst here, but I just think the size and the potential athleticism of a guy at 360 pounds is, I mean, you just don't find those guys walking the planet. So.
That's a huge bitch.
Also kind of a Dan Campbell kind of a guy, plays with an edge.
Yeah, and I do think there are some like character, you know, how committed, how much does he love it? And the Lions, like their MO is you've got to love it more than anybody else in the world. So we'll see, but that's the pick in my opinion.
Is this the guy that like transferred to Iowa, took NIL money, and then went back?
Yes.
That's a smart guy. I like it.
Brilliant.
All right, we're through 17. When we come back, we'll have the voice of the Vikings, Paul Allen, pick for the Minnesota Vikings at pick 18, and we'll go around the room and get everybody else's thoughts on pick 18 as well. The Power Trip mock draft and the Viking selection after this on The Fan.
a water cooler experience at the radio station like this in the history of my 19 years working here. I can't believe how many people are. You guys are gathered around the barbecue like you had to hunt down a bison and chop him up so you'd exist.
Like the Oregon Trail.
It's incredible.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, when it's this good.
Yeah, it smells great.
And big thanks to Animales for coming in and John and his staff for coming in. This is and Sauce for organizing this whole thing. Meat Sauce comes through with all the meats as well.
Yeah.
So
it's shocking he's involved in the food delivery. I mean, it's incredible.
I can hear you.
I'm sorry.
Hey, we're doing a draft show and we need some food for Thursday. Who should we put in charge?
Yeah.
Sauce.
I volunteer. There he is.
Well, you nailed it.
Saucy.
You nailed it.
You did it, buddy.
It's great. It's outstanding.
You
Thank
did
you.
it.
Joining the Power Trick mock draft for about the 90th straight year is the voice of the Vikings, Paul Allen. Good morning.
Paulie!
How does one chide Sauce and basically call him fat when he's the one that arranged for all the food?
Easily.
I mean, that is so Power Trip-esque. It's beautiful.
It's in our contracts.
That's what
we have to.
We have to.
We have to rip them. Have you seen a list of how these draft picks have fallen?
Listen to most, if not all of it. Think it's cool. Think Saucy. I think Saucy's onto something with the Rams. Bossberg made the pick, but I think Saucy's onto something with that Alabama quarterback, just not in that spot. That's not super new news, but I think the Rams are really, really up to something tonight. So 7 o'clock, we have a draft show early in the 9 to noon presentation with welcome back Charchie. We will share some steam that has come our way late regarding other teams that I think can shape what the Minnesota Vikings do at 18.
All right. The way that this Power Trip mock draft has fallen, do you believe this is a good board for the Vikings or bad board for the Vikings?
This is I would say, whatever is between very good and fantastic. So Dylan Thieneman being available would be in my estimation, it would be a good pick and it would be a safe pick. Now, the Oregon tight end, Kenyon Sadiq, if he's available there, that could be deemed as a luxury pick with what they have offensively. So then you think about those two and how they can help the 2026 Minnesota Vikings. And, whether you deem them singles, doubles, maybe triples, there still are home run picks to be had. So I'm curious to see if they swing for the fences tonight with something at 18. And that's why I think it behooves everybody to listen to Nacho, Pete, Paul, and yours truly this evening, beginning at 7, because I think there's going to be a significant run on offensive linemen, somewhere around 10, 11, or 12. So the information that I have is that there are 4 or 5 offensive linemen everybody wants. And there's some of these tackles that teams are going to make guards, and they think they're going to do really well, and they're excited about them. The key here is whichever teams take those offensive linemen cause other players to drop. Now, if it doesn't fall the right way for the Vikings, they have 4 picks within the top 100. I feel secure in just looking at the depth chart of what they have, that they would like to come out of those first the top 100 picks. If they could get one more, which would be trading back, then they want 3 or 4 guys to play and play immediately. That's the A topic out of this draft, especially the way some of the recent drafts have gone. So there are a lot of possibilities there.
Names aside, let's talk about the idea of safe pick versus home run pick, like you just mentioned, and the idea that Rob Brzezinski is not yet a permanent general manager. So he has a window to make a selection. Does that put him in a spot to swing for the fences because he's got nothing to lose? Or is a safe pick the smarter play to make sure that you look like you know what you're doing?
Well, it's an overused word here and around sports collaboration. This, from what I know, this truly is a collaborative effort. So Rob is he's the interim GM. Kevin O'Connell is the face of decision-making for the Minnesota Vikings, in my opinion. So I think a lot of it starts and stops with Kevin. Rob obviously has a lot to say. Brian Flores obviously has a lot to say. So I think that's going to play into the approach they take at 18. And it's going to come down to if Dylan Thieneman is available at 18, and there are certain other players that you may or may not hear about tonight, 7 o'clock KFAN with the draft show. I'd say let's start unfurling those names about around the Dolphins picks, the Cowboys picks, when the offensive linemen start to drop, start to fall off the board. It's going to come down to the discernment of what they want to do with the 2026 Vikings. And Harrison Smith's decision plays into it, doesn't play into it as much as I thought maybe yesterday. So we'll see how it falls. For the purpose of the Power Trip mock, I'll take Dylan Thieneman.
Fantastic.
But I do, if people are really, really into the draft, all right, and I know we got a Wolves game tonight at 8:30, 8:40, whatever it is. If you do want more of a deeper dive on home run possibilities, non-Thieneman possibilities, we have the best group that you're going to hear for stuff like this. And I would say, I'd say right around the Giants, Dolphins, Cowboys. Just definitely start listening then to see who's available. Ben Lieber, Ben's on at 10 today, and we'll kind of talk that out a little bit today.
Paul, I'm sorry if you just answered this, but if it came down to a spot where both Sadiq and Thieneman were there, who would they choose, do you think?
That's a great question. I'd say Dylan Thieneman in that situation. Okay. You see, with Thieneman, so much stuff has been regurgitated, and so many people locally and nationally have said so many things so many times that I'm not exactly sure if the communicative nature of Dylan Thieneman is being put where it should be. In other words, and Ben and I have talked about this too, is one thing with Dylan Thieneman is his communication skills are supposedly incredibly high end. Now, if you think about the way Brian Flores runs defense, you need two people, and Ben would know more about this than me and all of us. In that style of defense, you need two elite, not very good, elite communicators. They have one in Brian and Blake Cashman. They had one in Harrison Smith. So when it comes to getting everybody on the back end, the DB squared away with the tricks, not everybody can do that. Dylan Thieneman is a guy, from what I understand, who can get everybody squared away.
Two things that I want to bring up. You mentioned that the decision of Harrison Smith actually bears some weight in this draft.
Yeah, not as much as I thought.
Not as much. I was going to say, because I was like,
so in other words, if they know Harrison's coming back and they like Thieneman, I think they'd still take Dylan.
Well, that's, I guess, my point is like, I approach this draft as like, it doesn't matter what Harrison Smith does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah,
if he's coming back,
right.
I don't think he's going to come back for 17 games.
Right.
If he comes back, let's say it's 10 games, you know pretty much for sure this will be the last 10 games in his career. So you still have to plan for the future. You got to plan for the short term about like who's going to start the season and give you that short run until he gets back. And then even when he gets back, there's a way that you add a guy like Dylan Thieneman into the mix still. It's not like he replaces whoever safety is in there. He's just an extra value add in that situation. So I'm glad that we cleared that up and we're on the same page.
We got a lot to talk about at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, they're also, there's an A- topic. Bossberg, when he hires all of us, wants us to hammer on the A topic. That is the A topic for the listeners. And the A topic is the Vikings at 18. I think the A- topic here for the Vikings at 18 is the voluminous nature of incredibly good football players who have injury concerns. Now, I heard Charts talking about Caleb Downs. There are some players, there are some teams, from what I've been told, that are petrified with an injury concern with Caleb Downs, Jordan Tyson, the wide receiver from Arizona State, McCoy, Jermod McCoy, tight end from Tennessee. I'm going to share this the corner. Thank you. I'm going to share this 9 to noon. He's not going to go in the top 20. I mean, he might drop out of the first round from what I understand. Somewhere 25 to 32 maybe, because he is supremely gifted. Vanderbilt tight end Eli Stowers in a deep tight end draft. There are some teams that have him eliminated from their draft boards simply because of a shoulder. Now, we all read that so-and-so has a shoulder, so-and-so has this, but we don't know the severity of the situation until we get close to it and you start talking to the right people. So, I think Eli Stowers, somebody who I could see going at the end of the first round, early in the second round. And I think there could be a big-time drop with him. So that all plays into, and there are more. There are more players who were really good at one time or are really good now and are battling something. Dante Corleone from Cincinnati, a defensive tackle. He's one of them. So I think,
His name is technically Don Corleone.
Don Corleone.
Are you kidding me?
I ain't kidding you. But they're
obvious nickname of all time. Right?
I think there are.
You have to call him the Godfather.
There are a lot of teams who want to do something, and it comes down to their level of belief in their medical staffs, and more importantly, the doctors.
What about Caleb Banks?
That they have Caleb Banks. He would fall into that category. He's one of those guys where you got to really rely on not only your medical staff, but the doctors that you employ from the outside, like from Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center, and then you make that decision.
Yeah, this will be a tease to our segment that I jump on with you here in about an hour. But I do want, based on our scenario that happened today.
Yeah.
I know Bosberg's got a guy that he was kind of whispering in the break that is available, and I want to get your thoughts on that guy because it is on defense. It's more of a frontliner guy, and if he's there, I want to hear your thoughts on the choice between Thieneman and this guy.
We'll save that for 7 and on.
Yeah, there you go.
Tonight, KFAN.
Oh, all right. Oh, we got a deep tease.
Yeah, we'll save that one for tonight.
Wow. All right. Jeez.
Well, if you won't say it out loud, I will because they need a defensive tackle like.
Well, they need a lot.
They need and there's really one really good one, not a bunch of pretty good ones.
Well, Jermod McCoy, a corner from Tennessee, is an amazing player. Amazing player. But he has.
That's not the guy I was talking about.
But they have. I think it's fair to say that if I believe that they want to end up with 4 or 5 picks in the top 100, and they want 3 or 4 of those guys at least to play right now, well, that means this guy there, that guy there, this guy there. The offensive lineman situation is what's messing me up a little bit because it's not a 0%er. The Minnesota Vikings take an offensive lineman at 18.
I agree.
I mean, even somebody who doesn't necessarily start this year.
Well, and if Spencer Fano drops to here like they did in our mock, many people think he's the best offensive lineman in this draft.
And
he's sitting at 18
too. So.
Yep. Plays the right side.
So for the purposes of the Power Trip Morning Show, wildly successful and highly touted as it is, the 69th annual, the Minnesota Vikings select Dylan Thieneman, safety, Oregon.
And doesn't it make you nervous? The last time we all agreed on what a great pick, a position of need, it was Garrett Bradbury. And we all thought, God, that's the greatest pick we've had in a long time. Turns out it wasn't.
Yeah.
He went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, great.
Garrett's better than people seem to think he is.
Haul your hands up.
I mean, it took Ben Johnson, who we all love and respect, 3 seconds to trade for him when he lost his center. So I'm going to trust Ben there with respect.
I have a question for you, and I think I know the answer. I don't have any patience, so do I have to wait to 7 or till 7 p.m. tonight to find out who these home run picks are?
Say the Vikings pick at 9:35 tonight. You need to wait till 9:33 because of the tweet machine.
Can I text you?
No, because you'll put it on Twitter.
No.
Yes, you will.
Yes, you will.
Okay, I love you. Oh, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I read you, though.
I appreciate you,
read
too.
what you're saying.
Yeah, I
get it.
We want people to listen to the show, period.
Yeah,
we
it's
have a great time
outstanding.
doing it.
Yeah.
And Dylan Thieneman would be, if it's gun to the head right now, and I had to lay out a name because it was life or death, I'd say Dylan Thieneman. But I don't think that's absolutely the answer tonight at 18.
There's no chance that Thieneman is to Caleb Downs what Lewis Seen was to Kyle Hamilton.
Good.
Shush.
Good question.
Wow, that's an interesting question. Yeah. And I love somebody, I think it was Nacho who laid out Durante Jones, the former DB's coach for the Vikings, is the defensive coordinator for Washington, and he's going to do a fair amount of things that Brian Flores did. Maybe not the whole package, but he's going to need a big-time communicator back there too. I think the communication part of it with Thieneman is what's really getting me over the hump with him. At this stage of his career, he's good. Alec has written and talked 9 to noon about a lot of great traits Dylan Thieneman possesses. And again, he is very young. I think, what is he, 22?
I think 21 or 20.
Yeah, 21.
Oregon staff, they talk about this guy like they would bet their whole. They love this guy.
Yeah.
Like and the work habits, the commitment. So from that standpoint, all of those boxes.
But I mean, there very well could be a new general manager for the Minnesota Vikings within the next month and a half. I mean, I do fully expect there. Alex said this a couple of times, and I didn't really believe him, but now I do. Simply, I had my reasons, but I do believe that there will be a general manager search. So this is an in-between period here from a regime to a next regime. So this has a little Wild West to it right now, and I like that a lot.
Sweet.
Listen tonight at 7 o'clock. I promise you'll
All
be
right,
paid
dude.
off.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
you, Paul.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey,
All right,
we
Church.
shouldn't leave before Cindy is allowed to at least make some sort of selection for the Packers.
Do we have to?
Well, I want to hear Charchi talk about the Vikings pick, too.
Well, I think there's Thieneman fatigue in this town because we've been talking about the same guy for 2 months.
Sauce is bored.
Right. So I think there are some people that are just feeling like they need to be creative and find a different player just because we've been talking about him for so long. But he's basically the perfect fit for this team. And I think there's a point at which you just don't overthink it. And Thieneman just makes too much sense. I think the thing that's most interesting about what PA said is that he believes that the team would not take Kenyon Sadiq over Thieneman. And those are the two guys that most people have got going to Minnesota, one of those combination of two. And PA may be right about that.
I think I would disagree with them, but we'll see tonight. That's what makes it fun.
Oh, I wonder if you have different sources. Interesting. Before we make Cynic and talk about the Packers or whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Alec, I don't know if you saw this over your shoulder or if you were doom scrolling, but you're an Alabama guy, correct?
I am.
Kalen DeBoer, 7 years, $87.5 million.
It's just whoever his agent is did a great job.
What?
But he hasn't won it. I mean, the culture down there makes me very sad because of what they were, and they were the most physical. They were the most physical, imposing team, and now they are kind of like a pass-happy spread attack. And
so you hate this?
He seems like a great guy, but I prefer winning. So
wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
What a world. You get blown out.
Jeez.
Yeah, Alec doesn't like the culture in the South.
Get blown out by Indiana and get paid. That's a beautiful thing for him.
Yeah. All right. All right, Dave Sinekin, what's up with the Packers in 2026 with the draft? What are they looking for?
The beautiful thing is the draft starts tomorrow for the Packers, so I can focus on the Wolves tonight and not be distracted. Goody likes to cook on day 2, and I have a draft crush that if he starts to slip tomorrow night, doesn't get picked tonight, it's Chris Johnson, the cornerback out of San Diego State. That's a big need for Green Bay. You don't draft for need, I get all that, but if he happens to be there in the 40s, I could see Green Bay trying to move up to get him. You could read my 7-round mock at zonecoverage.com, by the way. I got the Packers taking the biggest hole in the roster right now is nose tackle. They do not have a functional nose tackle. Maybe they'll find a veteran after the draft, but if Lee Hunter, the big guy from Texas Tech, is sitting there at 52, that's a home run pick to put between Devontae Wyatt and Javon Hargrave. They don't have a nose. And with the new defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon, coming in, putting in a 3-4, they need a nose. And I think they're going to try to address that if he's there. So I think it's defense for Green Bay on Friday, and I think it's offense all day long. They have 6 picks on Saturday. They're going to get all the skill positions filled up, maybe even a backup quarterback, because they brought in a secret quarterback that they wouldn't let the beat reporters announce who he was. I think
Nobody
it's the big.
cares.
I think it's
Don't
the
you
Arkansas guy myself.
Yeah, Drake Lindsay.
Yeah.
So I think it's defense tomorrow night for Green Bay. Nose tackle, corner, maybe an edge rusher if there's one there that they love.
Yeah, Don Corleone.
Brilliant.
All right, so before we wrap up in like 8 minutes, I want Parker and you to break down tonight's game. But let's put a final bow on the draft. Any final thoughts, whether it's Vikings related or draft related, before we wrap this thing up for the year? Anyone? Sauce, let's start with you.
Yeah, come on, Sauce.
I think from listening, hold on.
Take your time.
I think from listening and what I've gathered by sitting here with you guys for an hour and a half, I think if Caleb Downs gets to like pick 11, they might make a phone call to move up to pick 11 because they, as you said, Corey, the GM, it's maybe not his job. He's probably got nothing to lose. Your take, Bossberg, about is it basically like Lewis Cine and Kyle Hamilton? I think if you get to 11, I think there might be a phone call to move them up from 18 to 11 to take Caleb Downs, who would be an absolute home run pick in for your Minnesota Vikings.
It really is, though. You said it earlier. It is so crazy that they have a pick at 18 where you feel okay, but not really phenomenal. And if you had lost 2 more games, you would be in the spot that you're maybe picking the. It's just crazy how it
But
is.
think about how much worse your culture would have been had you lost those 2 games.
Yeah, because I bet Giants fans are going to be devastated if they get your the Love character at pick 5 because of all the losses they have.
But they
They'll
were
be just
memorable. Alec,
crushed.
you follow the team, right? Give me the last 5 wins. The teams, go.
They beat the Packers backups. I think that was week 17 or 18.
Never forget that game.
The Giants, Jackson Dart played one of the worst quarterback games I've ever seen in my whole life.
Totally worth winning that one. That was
the
great.
Commanders, Marcus Mariota.
Mm-hmm.
And
Detroit?
the Lions. That was memorable. Harrison Smith had a great game, and Jared Goff threw like 6 picks.
I mean, we'll never forget those games.
It was great.
Yeah,
I
really
do
great.
think tonight's going to be fun because there will be a lot of activity, specifically in the middle part of the first round. So it should be a blast.
Can anybody tell me whether or not they believe Grenard's going to be on this team tomorrow?
I'd say I believe that he will be on the team unless a team like Philadelphia really steps up their asks to where it's a premium trade that makes sense for the Vikings to move a player who is as important as Jonathan Grenard is.
Yeah, if you got to get something for him. You're going to lose another starter. You can't do that.
The defense, to your point, Greg, earlier, like there are a lot of holes on this team. You can't lose a guy who is arguably like top 3 most impactful defenders in your best pass rusher.
It's just about the money at this point,
Yes,
right?
of course.
And so in general, the Vikings kind of have to figure out where their money is still.
Beep, bop, boop. Fixed.
Correct.
Piece of
Charge
cake.
your thoughts.
Sign whoever you want to whatever you want.
Grenard doesn't have really much leverage here. At the end of the day, teams almost never actually hold out into the season. You know, that's don't blink unless you get a really good deal for Grenard, and don't. You know, I would be very disappointed if Brzezinski gave him away. This is an opportunity, even at the interim level, to show some grit and strength, and let's not make a bad deal on a player who just wants to get paid more. That's just not. It's not a good enough reason. He probably should be paid more. Then maybe you can find a way to accommodate that. But even if you can't, the Vikings have the leverage. And don't, let's not move an impact player for a 3rd rounder.
That would be my expectations. At some point before training camp, you sit together, Drew Rosenhaus flies in, and Rob and him have that conversation.
Good.
So.
All right, quickly. Wolves After Dark, In the Zone, Wolves fan line, all that stuff. Let's do a fake version of it. Parker Fox, what has to happen tonight to win Game 3 against the Nuggets? Go.
Yeah, I think you got to continue to put pressure on the rim. We saw the foul disparity in Game 1 for the Wolves, and then that thing kind of evened up in Game 2. So I think if you're the Timberwolves and you're a guy like Jaden McDaniels, you have to stay by your word. They're all bad defenders, so you got to continue to put pressure on the rim, and then you have to. Jokic is Jokic. He's going to continue to be himself, but Rudy was excellent down the stretch. Denver's a team that finishes games really well, and they didn't do that in Game 2. So if you're the Wolves, you got to continue to stick in it. They haven't put a complete game together yet either. So I think this is a team where you're coming back home to Target Center. The fans are going to be riled up. If you can put a complete 48 minutes together, there's no reason why you can't win Game 3 tonight. And then I think if you do it tonight, you get the 2-1 lead. You're going to look really, really good for the rest of the series.
Dave?
Yeah, I think the winner tonight wins the series. And I think I'm worried about the Wolves because they tend to be better on the road than at home in the playoffs. I'm worried how they back up what was an amazing game on Monday night. What Parker said, use your physicality, use your athleticism, the advantages you have over Denver, attack them and tire out Murray and Jokic. Jokic and Murray are not going to go 2 for 13 in the 4th quarter again. But if they're tired, if they're worn down, you get a better chance against them. I expect a Jokic bounce-back game tonight. Yeah. But I don't think Murray's going to go off. I'm really curious to see what the Wolves do tonight because I really do believe the winner tonight wins this series. And the Wolves have to prove to me that they can back up a really good performance and yap about it afterwards and do it again at home the next time.
Well, last thing, as we talked about pivotal Game 3s, Greg, you were there until about 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it sucked.
The Wild lost in double overtime to the Stars.
Yeah, 2 things. In the playoffs, officiating is really random. And what you have to do, instead of waiting around to retaliate, is you have to actually initiate. First game, the Wild initiated contact. They were first to the puck. They won the puck battles. They were doing all the hitting. Now, since Trennan went out, that's been a problem because I think he's the best one they have there. And the other thing is the only real penalty they will always call and get right is when you throw the puck over the glass. And they did it too much, and that's why they lost the game. Dallas's power play is too good. You cannot be in the box.
Keep your stick on the ice.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of souvenirs though.
Boldy shot one out of his own zone from his own goal line and threw it over the glass.
He had to be
in
fired
the
up.
opposing. So yeah, I'm sure he was fired up, but don't do that.
So is it over?
No, because I honestly believe this. I think the Wild are better than Dallas.
I agree.
And they're just not as disciplined at this point as Dallas is. And for whatever reason, the refs let Jamie Benn get away with everything. He cross-checks Boldy in the head from behind last night, gets nothing for it. I don't get it, and I don't understand why he gets away with the crap he gets away with. But I honestly think that the difference in the first game, they killed him. Second game, the difference was a bad goal, a lucky bounce off the end. And then last night, it went to overtime.
Need Zuccarello.
You guys are American treasures. Charge, we can listen to you, tonight with the draft show?
Yes, and coming up in the next segment, we'll be chatting a little more draft with PA.
Okay, so Charge
You're
next.
the best, buddy.
Alec, people can read you where? The Athletic?
TheAthletic.com.
And you have a podcast, and you did it with Sauce like a week ago.
The Alec Lewis Show, yeah.
There you go.
Got really creative.
All right, so thanks to Alec, thanks to Ben, thanks to PA, thanks to Charge, to Parker Fox, to Sauce, to Swedberg, to Sinekin. We're back tomorrow, 5:30 to 9, draft coverage basically the rest of the day right here on The Fan.